got from it. I actually have a screenshot showing some of your results on the next slide, but maybe you can give people a little bit of a background.
Well, so the jump from a manager at a beer company, you can imagine we're not the most tech savvy, and we really don't even use more than Excel spreadsheets to track stuff. So to go from something like that over to having a website or building a website and certainly doing some online marketing for it was quite the departure. So but when I got hooked up with you guys, kind of walked me through the system, how to get this thing set up, and you really kind of helped me lay out kind of like some bullet points, right? Just followed step 1, step 2, step 3, and kind of led us to where we are today.
So how did you choose the topic for your first website?
Yeah, I think I scratched my head for a while on that, and I really overthought it, so it was recommended to me to, just do something that I was knowledgeable or passionate about, because, the information seems to come a little easier that way. So, I picked a hobby of mine. It's a sport that I play, and, I was very familiar with, the players, the industry, and things like that, and so I just kind of jumped in with both feet, with that topic.
Okay, so let's actually take a look at your results now, Mark. Now, I believe this is from your first ever website in the first month. Is that right?
It is. Yeah, the first month is just over a week in the first month. So, yeah, you can see the screen.
Yeah. And what was that like for you? Because I mean, I know you come from working in the beer industry, and now all of a sudden you're doing stuff that's actually making you money online, and I can see your progression here. I mean, was that what was that like? Were you surprised? Were you?
It was very surprising, absolutely. And what it was like was not wanting to go to work the next day, So, but I knew better than to quit my day job right away. So, until I saw some sustained results, and was able to not only ramp up really quickly to this number, but then able to sustain that. Like you said, Aiden, this was, my first website back in January. So, what am I, 5, going on 6 months old on this? So being able to not only get here, but stay here, it's different waking up in the morning, right? I mean, you're able to do more things. So
I bet it was nice for your family to see those kind of results as well, because I know when I got started online, my family thought I was crazy. I mean, basically everyone in my family thought I was crazy. They thought I was doing something that wasn't going to work, and then I started getting these results, and they almost still didn't believe me. But 10 years on, I think they realised that it's the real deal. So I mean, it must have been good for your family to see this as well.
Well, my wife always said, don't tell me, show me, right? And I would tell her every day we started hitting these numbers, I'd show her, these log her into the account and show her, and she's like, I don't want to hear about it until it's in our bank account. So, it took a little bit to get it to our, the setup process, et cetera, and get it into our bank account. But boy, the first day that thing was deposited, it was a good day. It was a good day. I think we had mimosas that day. So
we had like a beer drinking party or something that day.
Oh, I switched away from beer and went to champagne and orange juice.
You went awesome.
Well,
I did. I went up.
Sorry. What was?
Sorry?
Steve, do you have any other anything else you want to ask to Mark? Otherwise, we'll move on. I've got some more. I want to talk to Brent.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he did a great job of explaining how he got from beer drinker to internet marketer. I think it's just a pretty cool story, so I think it's great. Yeah, Mark's done a great job.
Thanks so much for sharing that, Mark, and we'll hear from Mark and take questions with Mark at the end, so stick around. Brent is another one of our students, and Brent is not, at least he's not a professional beer drinker. He's actually a part-time football coach. So Brent, why don't you give us a little bit about your background, where you live, when you started, getting connected with us.
Sure. Let's see. I live just outside of Sacramento, a little town called Rockland, and I coach high school football right there, about 2 minutes from my house, maybe 3, which is fun. And I've been doing that for a long time. I also was a banker for quite a while, working at a bank here in town.
Okay. So, and you've obviously quit your bank job now. You're doing this full time?
Yes. I'm doing it full time. I've been working on it for about 18, give or take 18 months, 16 to 18 months, somewhere around that range. And so, you know, we were able to have some very, very good results, and now I get to stay home and take care of my little one. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And just to give everyone here the backstory, we actually ran into Brent about 12 months ago. He came in on one of our programs, and we started working with him closely. He was one of our original test students. So, and we've got some of your stats on screen here as well, Brent. So maybe you can talk through them. Now, these are the last actually 5.5 days, and someone is just saying if you could talk up a little bit louder there, Brent. These are the last 5.5 days that one of your websites has been, you know, cruising along at. So I can see $761.08 in the past 5.5 days.
Absolutely. You know, this is from this morning, I think. So I think over $100 again for the day, which would be the final there. But anyway, long and short is it like the first part of the month we put a post up on or put some, you know, set up the site and get it all going, put an article up there, and the audience loved it, and just things are going fast and furious. You get the shares all the time and the traffic every single day, you know, and it's just every single day it's getting better and better right now, which I hope to continue moving through the rest of the month.
And how many of these types of websites have you set up now since we've been working together?
About 6.
Yep. Okay. So 6 of these websites, and okay. Steve, anything else that we want to ask specific about this one? I know we've got some more screenshots to show, so maybe we'll jump on. I know you're doing some interesting things on Amazon as well. Maybe you could explain in the simplest way possible how you were able to sort of leverage this traffic strategy to get an avalanche of orders. Anyone here? By the way, type yes in the chat box if you're doing selling some physical products on Amazon or interested in doing that. Just type yes, because this was actually one of the reasons why we started sort of experimenting with this whole system, because we wanted to get more sales to our Amazon products, right? So we were looking at different traffic sources, experimenting. And we started running tests ourselves, and we also got our test students, you know, Brent and Mark, to start doing the same. But I can see on the screen shot here, Brent, that you did over $17,000 in sales in one day. I mean, how did that happen?
Oh gosh, so it's all thanks to the being a guinea pig or being a test student. So the software you guys had, I used it to get the traffic that I needed to get the sales. So it was almost by accident. It was like, oh, let me see how this stuff works. And I kind of put it out there and started advertising my ad or an ad for my products. And then I accidentally sold 1,357 units on a product that I literally had never sold, probably any more than maybe 5 to 10 before that.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, we should frame this. The piece of software that you're talking about is something that we introduce in phase 2 and phase 3 of this system. So it's just, you know, something kind of interesting and exciting that comes later on. It's not even part of the, you know, kind of the core curriculum here. So,
and the exciting thing for me here is that this was a new product, and it got 112 reviews, and went from, I think it went from a BSR, I remember you saying something like it had a BSR. For people that do Amazon, you'll know what that is. If not, don't worry about it. It just had a bestseller ranking in Amazon of 20-something thousand. It leapfrogged up to like 3,000, and you sold out. Good problem to have, but pretty amazing.
Right, I literally sold the entire inventory, you know, in like a day and a half, give or take. So I think it was within about a 24-hour window. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, BSR, I think it was like down. When I got the inventory back in and it starts selling again, it's selling at like 15 to 20 units a day, and the BSR, it bounces around 1,700 to 2,500 in that range.
Yeah.
You know, just real quickly, I don't think I did a very good job of explaining that, and I really think this is really important. So I just wanted to take 2 seconds. What Mark was talking about are is what Aidan's going to show you exactly how he accomplished that, and built websites and Facebook pages and things to accomplish this. And what this selling on Amazon is actually using that infrastructure and just taking it all the way to the next level in what we call phase 2 and 3, which Aidan will also talk about. But I just want to make sure I position that properly because I don't think I explained that very well.
Yeah. Well, that's thanks, Steve. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Brent. We'll get you on at the end, most likely, to take some questions. I know that people are pretty inspired. Are you guys, just asking the audience here, just type if you're excited about what you've heard from Mark and Brent so far, because these are guys that have just come, from nothing online to doing literally tens of thousands of dollars per month in lots of different ways, because they've absolutely nailed the traffic. Okay, so let's just dive down deep into this now, and you guys can put yourself on mute if you want to. This is a screenshot showing 2.7 million unique visitors in the past 12 months. This is the kind of thing that we've been able to do, that our test students like Mark and Brent have been able to do as well. So you can see there May 24th to May 24th. This is an example of one of our websites that Steve and I own. This is Set and Forget Income. So cruising along at $2,500.67 per month in this date range here. Now that's $83 per day, which may not sound like a heck of a lot, but that's $30,422 per year. Okay, and that by itself is, it's not bad. I'll take it. I won't turn it down. But if you multiply that and stack, 5 of these websites, one on top of the other, then you're at a big, 6-figure income, $150,000 or more, and that's exactly what we're doing. Brent mentioned a moment ago how he's got, 5 or 6 of these websites set up. Here's another one of our test students' bank accounts. You can see the money rolling in here, $19,155 in the first few months of this year. Here's another one. This income is a direct result of using the system. So 17th of November through to the 23rd of April, $37,019.46. That's an average of $234.30 per day. So that's a run rate of $85,519 per year, starting to get some decent income there. And it comes back to the traffic. Here's another example of the jaw-dropping traffic, 2.6 million, 12,000 unique visitors per day. This is a website that was started back in September 2014, and you can see it got off to a flying start from the get-go. Here's another website. This is a new website, 4 months old, already done 91,306 visitors. And when you're getting this level of visitors, hundreds, thousands of visitors per day, you make money. There's no two ways about it. 4,000 unique visitors per day. Okay, this website, a little bit older, it's from 2014. This screenshot was taken on the 21st of May, just a couple of weeks ago, and you can see 1.5 million visitors. Okay, it cruises along 4,000 unique visitors a day. Again, when you're getting this kind of traffic, you make money, full stop. What we're going to be talking about in this presentation is the exact system that we use to do this, the exact curriculum that Mark and Brent have been through, and how you can do it as well. So it comes down to a 7-step process, and what we aim to do is, inside of 60 days, to complete this process. On the 60th day, get you to the point where you've got an income of $274 per day. That magic number equates to $100,000 per year. It's absolutely doable. We've had our test students go through this and actually achieve that. Okay, and you saw early on, you saw how Mark was able to do it on his first website, and he got there in much less than 60 days. So step number 1 now, we're going to walk through each of these steps, and we're going to try to explain it just as well as we can. Okay, so step number 1 is to choose a market. Now, actually, right before I do this, I just want to get some more feedback from the audience. What are you currently doing online? Just type in, if you're brand new, type that you're new. If you're doing Kindle, type in Kindle. If you're doing affiliate marketing, type that in. If you're doing e-commerce, type that in. This just gives us it helps us a lot when we're actually explaining this. So we've got Kindle, we've got a lot of people doing Amazon, affiliate marketing, white label, a lot of people that are brand new as well, so that's good. Okay. All right, that really helps a lot. And when we ask to type in the chat box, it honestly helps us a lot, guys. Otherwise, it sounds like we're speaking into the computer screen sometimes. Anyway, okay, so the first step is to choose a market. Now, regardless of what you're doing with white label, affiliate marketing, if you're brand new, this is a process that can absolutely help you, okay? So we look at 3 things when we choose a market. The first is market demand, the second is social acceptance, and the third is media frequency. I'm going to explain what each of these are in more detail right now. The objective from step 1 is to build an informed and accurate opinion about a niche, about a market, before you get into it, because the last thing that you want to do is spend time getting into a market that's not going to make you money. Okay, so this is a really important step. Market demand can be analyzed in a number of ways. The best way, I think, to do it is to have a look at what your competition are doing, what existing websites out there are already doing. So one of our websites is in the trucking niche, and so what we did was we analyzed one of our competing websites, livetrucking.com. This is a website called compete.com. It's one that you might want to write down and have a look at later. It's got a free version and a paid version. Basically what it does is it gives you competitor analysis. It allows you to monitor the volume, check the volume, the search volume, how many visitors your competing websites are getting, see the trend, and also see where does that traffic come from. Because if you've got a competing website in your market, in your space, that's doing really well, then that's the best indicator of all that you can also do well. Okay, so compete.com, that's one of the websites. Quantcast.com, this is another one. This is great for demographics. You can see what, more information about your audience. Do they have kids? How old are they? What's their household income? And so on. Okay, so Quantcast.com is another one that we use when we're looking at market demand. And we look at Facebook. So at the start of the call, I showed you how we could look at Facebook and we could see how many people live in one specific location. You can do much, much more than that though. You can have a look at specific demographics, how many people are using Facebook in your niche, if they're actually spending money online or if they're just browsing around. Okay, so you can get all kinds of advanced data from Facebook. It's a good one for market demand. So that's market demand. The next thing we look at is social acceptance. Now, social acceptance is really a measure, it's a metric that we kind of try to gauge, which gives us an indication of how prolific, how much exposure your niche is getting in the social networks. So places like Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, places like this, okay? Socialmention.com is another website you might want to write down. On Social Mention, you can type in your keyword, so truck driving, let's say, and it'll give you a strength, it'll give you a passion score, a sentiment score, and a reach score. Now, what we're looking for here when we're using this, let's use bodybuilding as an example, okay? We type bodybuilding into Social Mention, it's going to give us a number of scores here, and what we're looking for is strength, 50% or higher, passion, 25% or higher, and sentiment, 2 to 1 or higher. Now, what sentiment means is, the positive or negative news stories that are happening in social media. Okay, so ideally we want it to be more positive than negative, right? So we can get that kind of data down here and we can see all kinds of other things. We can filter by date. So that's a pretty cool tool and it's completely free. Another one that we use is Topsy. Now Topsy, we mainly use it to look at what's happening on Twitter, okay? So again, we type in the niche. Here I've used truck driving, but it could be bodybuilding or yoga or photography or whatever it is. You type it in there and you're going to see how many tweets have gone out about your topic in the past 6 days. 5,000 or more is a good number to aim for, okay? You're also going to get a sentiment score here. And you're going to be able to see Topsy Analytics. These are basically the tweets in your marketplace over the past 30 days or so, and you can filter by different times. Okay, so Topsy is another tool, a free tool that we use to kind of gauge how much activity is going on in your niche. in the social space. Okay. The third thing we do in step one, and this is the last thing we need to do in step one, so it's not difficult. We just come over to Google. We go to the google.com. We type in your niche, in this case, truck driving, in quotation marks. Okay. The next thing we do is we go to the news tab. Okay, so we're looking at news stories related to truck driving. We then go to the search tools and we look at what's happened in the past week. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're filtering it down to see search stories that have happened in the past week. Now, we can see 9 pages of results here. So what that means is that in the past week, there's been 9 pages worth of results related to my topic. That's a great indicator of the amount of news that's out there on the web. Okay. Now, when we're getting into a new niche, we want to see at least 5 pages. If we don't see 5 pages, then I would think, well, maybe there's not that much going on here. So does that concept make sense? Just type yes in the chat box if this makes sense to you, if you can kind of understand what we're doing here. If you've picked up, hopefully you've found these websites useful. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, well, thanks so much for that feedback, guys. So that's media frequency. Now, what I want you to do now is type in the chat box if you can see a common characteristic that these 8 niches have in common. Okay, so we've got parenting, golf, travel, surfing, photography, TV and show business, gardening, truck driving. What do these all have in common? So some people are saying hobbies, some people are saying passion, some people are saying leisure, hobbies, people, lifestyle. Yeah, I think for me, when I think about this, I think it's passion. You're all right. I mean, they are all hobbies. They are all related to people. But I think passion is the real driving factor there. Now, all 8 of these niches have been tested by us and by our test students, and every single one of them has made money. Okay, so when you're thinking it needs, and what I mean by that is it needs to be able to be resized for different devices. So if you're seeing it on your phone, then your website should resize itself. If it's on a tablet, it should look a little bit different. It needs to be attractive, needs to be lightning fast. Now, the main reason we say it needs to be lightning fast is because you need to be able to cope with huge amounts of traffic, because it's inevitable that you're going to get a lot of traffic using the system. And then it needs to be sticky. Now, what we mean by that is you need to be able to keep your visitors on your website. Now, for the people who've got a website here, type in number 1 in the chat box if you would like to see the 3 most lucrative places to put ads on your website. If you've already got a website, if you'd like to see that, we've tested over 10 million, we've had over 10 million visitors come into our websites in the past 12 months, and we've tested this out, and we know the top 3 places. So, okay, cool. So we're going to get to that a little bit later. I will show you exactly what those 3 spots are. First, though, let's talk about Facebook. Now, Facebook page is something that is incredibly easy to set up. If you don't have a Facebook account or you don't use Facebook, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. You can still set one of these things up in about 2 minutes flat. Okay, Facebook does all the hard work for you. They make it incredibly easy. All you need is a background image, and you don't have to create one. You can just get one. There's different places you can just get one. It's all done for you. And a little profile image. That's it. Okay, keep it simple. You don't need to worry about, oh well, who's going to be liking my Facebook page? You know, who's going to even care about it? Don't worry about that. It all falls into place later. Right now, I just want you to know that you need a simple website, which most of you already have, by the way, and a simple Facebook page, which anyone can set up, regardless of if you like Facebook or if you've got a Facebook account. Okay, so step 1 is finding that market, and we've said bodybuilding. Step 2 is creating a simple Facebook page and a simple website. So you'd have a simple Facebook page about bodybuilding and a simple website about bodybuilding. And once you've done that, the next step is to actually find content that you can put on there. Okay, so Steve, do you want to dive down deeper into the type of content we're looking for here?
Absolutely. I get to do the fun part. This is absolutely the fun part. Step 3 of the 7 steps to, get results like you heard from Brent and Mark. It's all about deploying magnetizing content. So what do I mean by that? So first, let's talk about the content that you're going to use. All right, and I am not talking about, and I think this is one of the most important things, I'm not talking about content that you have to create or write yourself. So I'm talking about other people's content. And that can come in the form of videos, blog posts, news articles. We'll show you some examples in a minute. But it has to be captivating, meaning that people are, that are your audience are going to be really, really interested in it. And it has to be proven that people will go crazy for it, okay? And so we have, process and software that kind of evaluates pieces of content and says, you know what, this is going to be a winner, all right? But that's what you're looking for, okay? So we're looking for other people's content. We're looking for stuff that's captivating, that people are going to interact with, which we'll show you in a second, and that we know is going to work before we even try it out. So let's take a look at some examples here.
And one other thing, remember when you're doing this, you're obviously looking for stuff that's related to your market. So if you've decided that you're in the bodybuilding market, then you're going to be finding stuff that's related to bodybuilding.
Yep, definitely. So here's a good example. Now Mashable is, their audience is sort of general interest, and daily, sort of current events, maybe some news, that kind of thing. But here's a great example. So this is a YouTube video. And the content was created by NBC TV, so TV studio in the United States. And this show, it was from the show, The Jimmy Fallon Show, which is a weeknight talk show, late night talk show here in the United States. And what Mashable did is they said, you know what, we think this is captivating content for our audience, and we think this is how we're going to use this for our step 3. So they got the content off of YouTube. They put the content onto their site because you can easily embed YouTube videos on your own site. They took a screen cap from the video to represent what was inside it, and then they wrote a headline, okay? They put that all together, and then they used their foothold, like Aiden talked about in step 2. They used their Facebook audience and their website, and they lit like a little match. They lit a tiny little match and maybe a tiny little piece of tinder, and then they watched it explode into a roaring forest fire of traffic that comes to their site. Now, how does that happen? Well, you are how it happens, because you see this every single day, all right? You see these things in your Facebook feed. You look at them, you like them, you click on them, you share them, you comment on them, and every time you interact with a piece of content like this, it goes to all the people in your timeline. And then every time they interact with something, it goes into all the people in their timeline or their friends, and so on and so on and so on. So this one piece of content that didn't belong to Mashable in the first place starts this avalanche of free traffic, okay? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of visitors. And where does that traffic go? It doesn't go to YouTube. it doesn't go to NBC Studios, it doesn't go to Jimmy Fallon, it goes to Mashable's site where this YouTube video is now embedded. And then Mashable monetizes that content to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Okay? So hopefully you can kind of see, and I know you all know how this works because you are part of how it works, and you know that you click on this stuff every day. Here's another example. Huffington Post, another one that's kind of general interest or news kind of thing. So here's an article that was written by Reuters, and I can almost guarantee you that it was probably a pretty boring and mundane article, but the folks at Huffington Post said, you know what, we can make this into magnetizing content that will drive visitors to our site. How are we going to do that? We're going to take the article, we're going to put a synopsis on our site, we're going to write a cool headline that's kind of controversial. Russia warns Google, Twitter, Facebook of possible block. And then we're going to find a picture that I guarantee you had absolutely nothing to do with the Reuters story. We're going to find a picture of Putin because he's very popular right now, and he's sort of a polarizing figure, and he draws eyes and clicks and comments. And we're going to have him wave his finger, and so it's even more controversial. So people will do what? They will click on this, they will share it, they will comment, they will like it, and then it goes into their friends' feeds, and then their friends' feeds, and so on and so on. And again, an avalanche of traffic from just the small footholds that they start with, right? And all that traffic goes not to Reuters, but to Huffington Post, where they then monetize it to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars.
So, quick question for the audience. Type yes in the chat box if you've heard of Huffington Post or Mashable, if you've heard about these websites before. Yep, okay. So the reason you've heard of them, because these were small startups, okay, and some people may not have heard of them, maybe, maybe they're not very prevalent in your country, but the reason that you've heard of them is because they get all this exposure on Facebook and other places around the web. It's not just Facebook. We're using Facebook as an example here, okay? But yeah, they're huge websites, and it's not just, these are two kind of news type, media type websites. What we're doing is a little bit more specific, and here's an example. This is one that I found, that I clicked on actually. And by the way, if you've seen this article, type that you've seen it in the chat box. I'd love to know, because I know that this one was
a lot of people did. This went pretty viral. So here's a website that again has the same business model as Huffington Post and Mashable, yet they're nichier, right? They're all about cool science stories. So this is a story that was taken from the Sydney Morning Herald, and the headline is "Millions of baby spiders rain down from the sky in Australia." Now I ask you, who's not going to click on that, right? You have to know what's going on with the spiders. Why are they falling from the sky, and are they coming to my town next, right? You're freaking out here. So everybody clicked on this. Everybody shared it. Here's what's interesting. You can see this business model at work. Look underneath. I don't know if you can really see it. This photo was taken 50 years ago, okay? So I can guarantee you that it has absolutely nothing to do with a story from May of 2015, okay? So what they did is exactly the business model I'm describing. They took a story from the Sydney Morning Herald. They felt it would be magnetizing content that would generate a lot of traffic for them. They found a really cool picture, happened to be from 50 years ago, and they put it up there, and then they wrote a headline that they knew was going to get a lot of traction. Then they used their foothold. They started a tiny little fire with a match, and it became an avalanche of free traffic that did not go to the Sydney Morning Herald, but went to the website I Freaking Love Science, and then they monetized it. Now, lots of people are typing in the chat box, "Oh my God, this must be illegal." No, it's not illegal. No, take YouTube as well. First of all, Mashable and Huffington Post are two of the biggest websites online. So if it were illegal, there would be some trouble. Okay. Yeah. Another issue is, like, take YouTube for example. Any YouTube video that's a public YouTube video can be embedded on any website. That's part of their license. The other stuff, like taking it from the Sydney Morning Herald or Reuters, you simply have to follow the rules. Okay? And the rules revolve around how much of the article you can put onto your site and how you correctly credit the source of that material, all right? And that you have a copyright policy in place on your website that is more than just a policy that you're paying lip service to, but is an actual policy, meaning that if somebody emails you to the copyright email address, and says, hey, I don't want to share my content, you take it down, okay? So you just have to run like an ethical business like Huffington Post and so on. So this is the secret business model of these media giants. They don't create the content. They repurpose other people's content in exactly the manner that I just showed you with those 3 examples. They earn hundreds of millions of dollars. CNN.com offered $200 million to buy Mashable, and Mashable said, yeah, no, we're good. We're fine. We're good. So, and Huffington Post admitted, these are private companies, so they don't have to say exactly how much they make, but they admitted that they earned $200 million in 2014. $200 million. It's easy to see why, right? Because if you can get traffic for free, okay, lots of it, you can make money. I don't care how you do it. You can, AdSense, Amazon, it doesn't matter how you do it, right? So 200 million, we don't need to make 200 million. I mean, it would be nice, but we don't have to do that. We don't have to work that hard, okay? What if we could just feed on the crumbs of this business model? We could take that, tweak it a little bit for our purposes, make it even easier to do, all right? And we could feed on the crumbs and build a $25,000 a year website. And then we put 4 of those together and we get to that sort of magic 100K a year, which is kind of a great place for everybody to shoot for.
Yeah, and what I want you to think here, we've shown you some quite sort of broad, generic sites, but what if you could make one specific about bodybuilding? Your audience would be even more focused and you could earn even more from each visitor. The ones we've shown you are kind of broad. The science one is a little bit more targeted, but you can make one of these about photography, you can make one about bodybuilding, you can make one about traveling, whatever it is that you're passionate about. And as Steve said, you can get them to $100,000 per year, and that's really just a starting point because a lot of our test students have blasted through that and they're now at $25,000 or $50,000 per year, and you're going to hear from some of them a little bit later as well, so stick around for that. These websites get insane metrics. This here is some metrics, some statistics from a DIY website that one of our students has got, and this one here has got had 32,768 visitors. These are 32,768 unique visitors. That means it's 32,000 different people. Okay. Now, what can you see? What can you see here that you think Google would be quite fond of? What about there's a couple of things here that Google loves. Type it in the chat box. Carmelita says the bounce rate is low. Yeah, 48%. For those of you that are not sure what the bounce rate is, basically what it means is it's a way that Google measures how many people actually stay on your website. So if you visit a website and you then quickly hit the back button or leave straight away, then you've bounced, okay? So the lower the bounce rate, the better. We don't want people bouncing away from our websites. This is a really good bounce rate. Not only that, but a lot of people got this right as well. 32,000 visitors, but 66,000 page views. That means that each visitor goes to 2 or more pages on the website, okay? And one thing that I think is very important to note here is that these good metrics are really a flow-on effect. We knew that there was demand here, okay? Because remember in step 1 we had a look at compete.com, we dived into some Facebook data, we looked at Quantcast, we knew there was demand from the get-go. And we knew people liked it because we had a look at places like Social Mention and Topsy. We knew people were talking about it, okay? And then we also knew there was plenty of content that we could use because we had a look at that Google test, okay? Is this making sense so far? I just want to make sure we're not going too fast. Type yes in the chat box if this is making sense, if you're following along, if you can see why we did that sort of 3-pronged market research strategy. Yeah.
Hey, right. Just want to add something. Somebody was saying, and I'm wondering if other people are thinking about this. Is this misleading people? And these metrics show exactly that it's not, because when somebody clicks on the spiders falling from the sky article, they are going to get the answer as to why the spiders fall from the sky. The promise will be fulfilled, and you can tell by these metrics that people are staying and reading and interacting with the actual content. So it's not misleading at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite of misleading, and it's why that I still click on these things even though I know I'm being marketed to, because I know I still will get the payoff, which is I find out why the hell the baby spiders are falling from the sky.
You get that instant instant gratification as a
Yes.
reader on these websites.
Yep.
And like Steve said, I mean, the metrics really speak for itself. So a lot of people are saying, okay, I get the track, I get kind of how this is working, I get the content, but what about the monetization? That's the next thing we're going to look at. So just to recap where we've been so far, we first chose a market, and we chose bodybuilding, okay? We chose bodybuilding as our market. We made a very simple bodybuilding Facebook page and a simple bodybuilding website. That was step 2. Step 3 was we said, okay, well, we've got our Facebook page, we've got our little website, we need to find some magnetizing content. So we looked around the web, we found a few things, we might have found a YouTube video about bodybuilding, we put a link to it on our Facebook page, and we're good to go. But we're still not making money. Step number 4 is to monetize. So this is where you turn, this is like the next step in the system, this is where you turn what you've done so far, and you monetize it, you put a method on your website whereby you can actually make money. So how can you make money from this? Well, you can do it with affiliate marketing. So you could put little links to ClickBank products if you want. If you're in the bodybuilding niche, then you could put a link selling an affiliate marketing course about bodybuilding. Okay. If you're selling physical products on Amazon, and this is a great strategy, by the way, for people who are doing white label selling physical products on Amazon. If you're selling some bodybuilding gloves or bodybuilding singlet or something like this, or some weights or something on Amazon, then you can monetize your website by linking to your Amazon products. This is one of the things that we do. If you're interested in Kindle, then you can put links to your Kindle books, and you're going to make money that way. Now, a really simple way to do it, a really simple way to monetize, and this is a great way to start, it's not always the most lucrative, but it's an easy way to get money coming in initially, is to sell ad space. So you could sell ad space to an individual company if you wanted, or you could just put AdSense on there. Google AdSense, we're going to talk about this in just a second. These are these little ads that Google lets you put on your website. Google does all the hard work. They put these little ads on your website. You make money every time someone clicks on one of them. So we'll show you an example of this. But the key here is that you've got the traffic. You've got the traffic. Monetization is the easy part. So does that kind of make sense for the people that were wondering about the monetization? We will give an exact example of this. I just want to make sure that you're with me so far. Yep. Okay. So step number 5, so we've now chosen a market, that's bodybuilding. We built a simple little Facebook page and a simple little website about bodybuilding. We found some content related to bodybuilding. We then decided we were going to monetize, and we may have used Google Ads, we may have linked to a ClickBank product. It's simple, don't worry about it. We found a way to do it. The next step, and this is step 5 in the system, is absolutely key, and this is the traffic machine. This is how you turn on the traffic. This is how you make money. This is how Mark went from $0 to $700 per day in a matter of days. Okay, so we've got 2 kind of ways that we attack this. The first is using Facebook, and the second is more of a shotgun approach, which we're going to talk about as well. So Facebook, I'm going to try my best to make this as simple as possible so that you can understand it, because it really is simple. What you want to do initially is to build an interested audience on Facebook. Okay, so if you're in bodybuilding, then you're going to want to kind of attract people who are interested in bodybuilding to your Facebook page. Okay, and that's one thing. It's simple to do. Once those people are interested on your Facebook page, maybe they've liked your page, you then drip feed this magnetizing content out to them. So maybe one day you discovered a video on YouTube related to bodybuilding. You just put a little link to it on your Facebook page. Simple, done, takes 2 seconds. Don't have to do anything on your website at this stage. You just put a little link to some content, article, video you found somewhere on the web. Doesn't even have to be on your website. Put a link to it on your Facebook page. Takes 2 seconds. What you then do is monitor the engagement that that little link you put has. So how many people on your bodybuilding Facebook page are actually interested in that link? Let's say you're just getting started and there's 100 people that are on your Facebook page and 10 of them click on that link. That's what we call a 10% engagement. 10 people out of 100 have clicked on the link. Okay. When we hit that special 10% threshold, we then start running an ad, okay? And this, by the way, is optional. We recommend it because it gets you off to a flying start, but it is optional. We start spending $1 per day. This is lighting that little fire that Steve was referring to, okay? It's something that that fuels the system. And then we calculate the return on investment. Now, because we get the traffic instantly, in a matter of hours, we know how much money we've made. So we spend $1 now, and in 5 hours' time, we may have made $5. And then we rinse and repeat. So following the above steps, and I'm going to give you more information about what affinity means and stuff like that in just a moment here. Following the above steps will grow your audience and drive traffic to your website. Now, what is affinity? Affinity is just a fancy word that Facebook uses to kind of gauge or measure how interested an audience are, how relevant they are to you. Okay, so I was on the Facebook website, and I was on the sort of the Facebook research part of the site, and I typed in truck driving, and I found these two Facebook pages that exist out there. It took me 2 seconds to do this. Now, what we can see here is the size of the audience. LiveTrucking.com has 167,000 Facebook followers. Trucking Depot has 183,000, and the affinity score is 12.6 and 12 respectively. What we want here is the highest affinity score possible. Anything over 5 is a sure bet. Anything that's got a 5 in this column is a sure bet. Anything that's over 10 is through the roof. I mean, it's enormous relevance. It's hyper targeted audience. So once we've identified these types of audiences with a high affinity, we can target them. These are the types of people that we're kind of targeting, okay? And, you know, if this is sounding a little bit confusing, don't worry. We're going to explain it in baby steps for you, bite-sized steps for you as we progress here. Now, I mentioned as well about engagement. So you might put a link on your Facebook page to, for example, a YouTube video about bodybuilding. Facebook will actually give you statistics that shows you how many people saw it and how many people clicked on it. Okay, so here we can see, this is one of our students. She runs a website about DIY, so it's home improvement, building things around the home, do it yourself. Okay, and she put a link to one page which had something about a dual-purpose backyard deck. Okay, now this was seen by 134,000 people. Facebook showed that to us, and it got 25,178 clicks. So that's how we can kind of work out the engagement. This is just an example. We're going to give you more ad examples here as well. But let me just see. Okay, so a couple of things. 93 shares. 93 people saw this, they liked it, and they thought, hey, I'm going to share that with my friends. 31 comments, 121 likes. The bottom line, though, is that this simple little Facebook post that this person put up here got 25,000 visitors. Now, type in the chat box if you can hazard a guess as to how much money you think this made this person in the space of just 3 or 4 days. Just type in the chat box. Do you think she made 1,000? Do you think she made 5,000? Do you think she made 100? Okay, so lots of people circling in around about what we're talking about here. This particular website is leveraging AdSense, which can make you a lot of money, but it's not the most lucrative. This person made $1,700 in the income from these visitors. However, the important thing to know is that she made it in just a few days, so just 3 or 4 or 5 days, $1,700 coming in income. Now, the next thing you might be thinking about is, well, okay, I can kind of see how this is working, but how did they get 25,000 visitors? Like, what the heck happened there? I'm about to tell you exactly how she did it, okay? So what she did, and this is the same process Brent uses, the same one Mark uses, the same one we use. When we see that our audience is kind of interested in something that we've shared, we start running a simple ad, and these take about 2 minutes to set up, really simple, and we start for $1 per day. I've put here $3 per day or less, but we start at $1 per day. Now, what we're doing is we start little by little to get this extra traffic. I mean, we get people sharing it and we get people coming to the website. the exciting thing is that the return on investment is instant because we are getting immediate traffic. We spend $3 and we make $10, or we spend $1 and we make $4, okay? And the traffic starts to flow in. We can instantly see the results because if we've got a Google AdSense account, if we've got a ClickBank account, if we're selling a product on Amazon, we can just log into it and have a look how much money it's made us. So we spend $1, like a minute amount of money, and we start getting these results. So then what happens? We start scaling up. Type yes in the chat box if you'd like to have a look at an exact screenshot showing the ads in our account, how much we were spending. You'll see everything. You'll see how much we're spending, and I want to see at least half the people, so we want to see at least 500 people actually typing yes in here, otherwise we'll just skip over, go to the next slide. Yep. Okay, now hopefully little by little this is starting to make sense for you, okay? So let's take a look here. Now first thing I want you to see is that this screenshot is from May the 7th to May the 18th, so it's very recent, okay? Down here, these statistics, each one of these rows represents a different little ad that we were running, okay? Now, have a look in the budget column. We're spending $1 per day on this top one. $1 per day, $3 per day, $3 per day, $1 per day. This is the exact ads, the exact screenshot of the statistics from that post that got 25,000 people. So this is, all these ads are for that same DIY website. But they're tiny, right? It's just $1. So this top one here, we started with just one. You just start with one. We started spending $1 per day. And what happened? Well, we saw, okay, we're spending $1, we're making $4. Okay, so the next day, what we did was we said, okay, well, the first one's working, let's do another one. We start spending another $1 per day. So now we're spending $2. And we might be making $8 at that point. And then we say, okay, well, let's do another one. So we start spending another $3. Now we're spending $5 per day, and we're probably making about $15 per day. And we start making money, and it starts scaling, and it starts growing, okay? Does this kind of make sense? Type a 1 in the chat box if you can kind of imagine how this is kind of working. Yep, okay, good. So the next thing you might be thinking of is, okay, I can kind of see how you're scaling this, but why would you make 10 different ads? Why wouldn't you just put it, if you want to scale, why don't you just make your budget bigger on one ad? The reason we do it is because we find it gives us more granular control, more specific control over exactly what we're spending and exactly how much we're earning if we do these kind of micro ads, so just $1 per day. It also means that we've got absolutely zero risk. I mean, the worst case scenario is that we lose $1. That doesn't happen because we make sure that we've got that engagement and interest first, so it never happens. But worst case scenario, you've lost $1. Now, best case scenario is you're making $5, $6 for every single dollar that you spend, okay? Now this here, you can see up here, over the period of a few days, this person spent $350. Now that might seem scary for you at first, but remember that every day she's making 4 or 5 times more than what she's spending. So on the first day, maybe she spent $1 and made $5. The second day, maybe she spent $5 and made $15. In total, she made $1,700, but she only spent $350. So you can do the math, and you can see how this starts adding up into really, really positive income. Okay. Now, this particular person was monetizing with AdSense. These are just simple little ads that are on your website. Okay, and anyone can set them up. Now, it doesn't have to be AdSense. That's just one example. This is what we call incremental scaling. And remember at the start when we showed you this screenshot, we showed you how Mark had built a brand new website. And on his first day, he made $5.99. On his second day, he made $6.41. On his third day, he made $8.16. This is exactly how he's doing it. So he's scaling up incrementally one day at a time. And this thing can explode. Okay, and it exploded for Mark, $769 on the 11th day. Now, okay, maybe you're thinking, okay, well, it worked for Mark. Imagine if you could only just get 10% of this. Forget about $769 per day for now. Imagine on your first website, on the 11th day, you're at $60 or $70 per day. It's still not bad. I mean, it's still a heck of a lot better than most, monetization methods, right? Because you're getting that instant gratification. All right, so is the penny dropping here? Just type yes if you're starting to see why we're able to build that income so quickly. Yeah, you're scaling.
And one of the things that people seem to be confused about, there's two things. One is, where's the money coming from? And you've said several times, but it just bears worth repeating. In many of these examples that we're using here, because they're very simple, it's AdSense, meaning you're serving ads and Google is actually the one paying, okay? The other thing that people have been asking is, why were the numbers going down? And with these websites, what you'll see is that as you put in some work, the earnings start scaling up, and then the post kind of peters out and it'll go down a little bit. And then you do another piece of content and the earnings go up, and then they go down a little bit. And so it is very much one of those things where, if you put more into it, like some of the sites that are making tens of thousands of dollars a month, that's more than 4 hours a week of work, but people want to do that. But if you want to only work 4 hours a week, you can build something that would make you, somewhere around $100,000 a year.
Yeah, and we will show you some ads for those people that are not quite familiar what AdSense is or what type of things we're putting on our Facebook page. We'll show you some of them in just a second. In fact, type yes in the chat box if you want to see some exact examples of real ads that we've ran on some pretty bizarre little websites. Alrighty, you guys are great, because this is a great thing about having such a big audience and an interested audience, is that anytime we ask a question we get a gazillion answers in there, so thanks for playing along. Here are a couple of real example ads, posts that we put on Facebook pages. This one on the left here is for a website about trucking, okay? So you've got to remember that the only people that are actually going to see this are people that are hyper interested in truck driving. The audience here for this ad, the people that are going to see this, are the people that they drive a truck, they watch shows about truck driving on Discovery Channel, they go to see the monster trucks when they come into town. These people are passionate about truck driving, okay? So what did this little post say? It said, would you want to be a passenger? And down here it said, unbelievable driving skill from monster truck, zero margin for error, prepare to be surprised at 22 seconds. Now, the really cool thing about Facebook is that all we had to do to put this up was to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. All we wrote is, would you want to be a passenger? 7 words. We didn't have to put this image in, we didn't have to write this title here, we didn't have to do any of this. All we did was we wrote, would you want to be a passenger? We put a little URL, a link to the website. Facebook pulls in the image, Facebook pulls in the title, Facebook pulls in this little subtitle down here, and Facebook pulls in the URL. Facebook does all the hard work for you. That's why you can do this kind of thing in just a couple of seconds, and you can set up one of these just by writing 7 words. How long do you think it would take you to write 7 words? I think it would probably take you about 5 seconds. Okay, but look at the results down here. 50 likes, 7 comments, and 25 shares. Did any of you actually see this one, or could you imagine yourself clicking on it if you're fanatical about trucks, or if you just want to see something interesting? I mean, I would. Now, next thing. This one on the right-hand side is completely different, a completely different niche. There's a picture of a Doberman here playing with a little infant, okay? And we did something quite strategic, I'll say, with this one. There's a big hint to it in this line here. Again, this has got 7 words, but there's a hint in here. What do you think we did? We targeted a special type of person. Type in the chat box if you know what it is, if you can work out what it is. So Frank got it, David got it, Mark got it, Carmelita got it. We targeted mothers, okay? So how did we do it? What you can do in Facebook is you can select exactly who you want to see the post that you're putting out there. So what we did was we said we want to target women, and we want to target women who have got a child 3 years or younger. So we knew that we were targeting mothers of young babies. okay? And so what do you think happened? This ad or this post was only shown to these mothers with young babies. And it was almost like a subliminal message working in the background, because it said, calling all mothers, would you allow this? And this was it's almost like this is speaking directly to the person, so you can imagine the type of results we get. Again, we're only typing 7 words, we're putting in a little URL, Facebook pulls in the image, we didn't have to do anything with the image. It says down here, Doberman plus infant, is this irresponsible, is this acceptable? Leave a comment after you watch the video. We got 24 likes, 60 comments, 11 shares, and a crap load of visitors, thousands of visitors coming to the website. Did any of you see this, or did you click on it, or can you imagine that you might click on this? How many parents are here? Just type a 1 in the chat box if you're a parent or if you're a mother. And if you saw this ad and it was kind of like, it's speaking right to you, right? Okay, so so Carmelita says she's not a mother, but she would still click on this. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this is kind of how it works, and hopefully you're starting to see. And Barbara says, yes, I would click on it. Okay. So hopefully you're starting to see how this is all kind of falling into place here. Now, if you've tried Facebook before, maybe you've dabbled in Facebook, you tried running some ads for something, or maybe you even set up a Facebook page. If you didn't get these kind of insane results, you know, you need to give yourself a break. It's not that you're doing it wrong, you're just using probably a different system. It took us over a year getting this down to a science. We struggled a lot with it initially, but we were working with our group of test students, our group of guinea pigs. We were all sharing our data with one another, and we got it to the point where we know what works, and we know how to get this crazy engagement and crazy number of visitors coming to our website. The great news about all this is that over time, your little ecosystem begins to grow by itself. It begins to grow naturally and become self-sufficient, okay? So remember how we said we're spending $1 per day to start with if we're running, and again, it is optional, but it definitely helps. This is Facebook traffic that fuels the engine, okay? It kind of sets the wheels in motion. It gives you a bit of a kickstart. It helps you get things going, but the good news is that it's only really needed initially, because you hit this kind of magical tipping point where all of a sudden you don't even have to spend $1 per day. Now, I don't know why you'd want to stop, because you're spending $1, you're making $5, right? But you get that kind of self-sufficient system whereby your Facebook page, your website are working in unison together and everything just works. Now, sometimes you might think, well, okay, I understand that, but what if I just don't want to spend a dime? I don't want to spend $1, even though I'm going to make $3. What I would say is, think about this situation. If you could give me $3 right now, you give me $3 right now on this workshop, and in a couple of hours time, you were guaranteed to get $15 back. So you give me $3, I'm going to give you $15 back. If it was 100% guaranteed, then you'd be insane not to do it, right? I mean, it would be a brilliant business decision. That same concept is what we're doing with Facebook. Okay, we're paying Facebook $1, but then we're getting like $5 back from Google. Okay, it works incredibly well. If you still say, okay, I get all that, but I don't want to spend a single dollar, I just don't want to do it. Well, there is actually another traffic system we use. It's slower, but it works every single time. And this one screen here has had a fundamental impact on our business. It was like a paradigm shift for us. We found out that we could tap into, about 3 years ago, we found out that we could tap into pockets of traffic. What's a pocket of traffic? A pocket of targeted traffic is a group of people that are engaging with some kind of content somewhere out there on the web. Okay, they might be on a YouTube video, they might be on a blog, they might be on a forum, but they are engaging with some kind of content that's related to bodybuilding or whatever your niche is. What we do is we can tap into this. We can inject ourselves in that conversation and then funnel some of that traffic back to our website as well. So you might get 6 visitors per day every single day from a YouTube video, 2 visitors every single day from Twitter, 10 from some blog post, 3 from somewhere else. This adds up, and it can lead to hundreds of visitors, extremely targeted visitors every single day. So here's 20 alternative sources of traffic, and these are some good ones that you might want to remember. Facebook, Kindle, Twitter, Craigslist, Yahoo Answers, Quora, Instructables, Pinterest, Vimeo, guest posts, Reddit, YouTube, Tumblr, press releases, StumbleUpon, blogs, forums, Scribe, LinkedIn, Google+. The list goes on and on and on. Okay, there's unlimited number of these type of sources of traffic. Let's take a closer look now at just how this works. Here we can see 22nd of July 2012, okay, about 3 years ago. This is a forum called Trucks Gone Wild. It's about trucking and accessories and parts for your car and things like that. Someone comes in here and they say, is anyone selling train horns? That was on the 22nd of July. Steve swoops in here, took him about 2 minutes, even less actually, and said, hey, you know what, we sell a ton of these train horns over here, come to our website, check them out. That one thing that took Steve less than 2 minutes to do has resulted in thousands and thousands and thousands of visitors. Every single day we get 3, 4, 5, 6 visitors coming from this one little post on a forum. That is an example of a pocket of traffic. Type yes in the chat box if you kind of understand the concept of pockets of traffic here. And some of you have got Crowdforce, which is what we use to tap into this. Yep, okay, great. I'm glad you're with me. So let me just recap where we've been so far. To start with, we chose a market and we chose bodybuilding. Okay, then step 2 was we built a simple little Facebook page and a simple little website also about bodybuilding, right? The third step was we wanted to find some magnetizing content. So we started making a list of some of this content, maybe a YouTube video about bodybuilding, some interesting story that CNN put out about bodybuilding, and we write that down and we might put it on our website, for example. Step number 4 is to monetize. So we put these little ads in the right places on our website. Step 5, we start this avalanche of traffic. So we start driving traffic. We could do it with Facebook or we could do it with the pockets of traffic. The point is we start driving traffic. That's step 5. Step 6 is to optimize conversions. And what we're talking about here is maximizing the amount of money that you get from each visitor that comes to your website. Okay. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. One is you can optimize your Facebook ads, and that's just a fancy way of saying just test out a few ads. It takes about 15 seconds. And the other thing you can do is optimize your website. Now, optimizing your website is much more complicated, takes a lot of data and a lot of time, and you really need a lot of experience to do it. So we don't really recommend that you even try to optimize your website because it's complicated. But Facebook, something you can do, it takes about 10 seconds. Now, the good news is that we have already found out, I mean, we've already done testing on millions of visitors, and we know how to optimize the website. We know the ideal design, the perfect design that gets those magical click-through rates. So we've done it for you. Would you like to see now, type yes in the chat box, and again, I want over 500 people to type this in, half the people type this in, if you want to see the 3 best places to put advertising on your website. This is going to help you if you do affiliate marketing, if you've got any kind of website at all, if you're selling physical products on Amazon, whatever you're doing, if you've got any kind of website, this is going to help. You're going to see data that's based on over 10 million website visitors, the result of hundreds of split tests. Let's take a look. This here is one of our websites, and at the top of it we've got this little affiliate link. This little affiliate link, this little banner I should say, that goes to Amazon. So it's an affiliate ad, okay, that's ad space number 1. Now this is wedged in, this here is the logo for the website, it's blurred out for privacy reasons, but this ad is wedged in there right below the logo but above everything else. That's ad space number 1, okay. Ad space number 2 is in the sidebar. So the right-hand side of your website, there's a space where you can put ads. Now, interesting thing to note here, when we were first starting with this test, I thought that it would be better to put the ad at the top of the website, at the top right-hand side, okay? Turns out that we get more click-throughs and make more money when it's further down the page. I think people are just kind of like blind to it if it's at the top, whereas if it's further down the page, specifically below the Facebook widget, then they see it and they actually click on it because they're down in the content at that point, okay? So that's the second ad space. The third ad space, and this is the most lucrative ad space on our entire website every single time. In each post, we have a featured image at the top. Okay, this is just an image that you put at the top of your post or your top of your page. Then down below it, we've got the content. So we've got the information, okay? But wedged in there, right between the start of that article and this image is an ad. Now this could be, it could be anything. This one here is an AdSense ad. This is an example of an AdSense ad. This one over here is an example of an AdSense ad. But it could be anything. I mean, it could be an opt-in box for you to get email subscribers. It could be a link to your physical product on Amazon. It could be an affiliate link, or it could be AdSense. The point is, these three different ad spaces, this is the best combination. So we've tried all kinds of different combinations, all kinds of different places. This is the three ad spaces that have got the best combination for getting you the absolute highest click-through rate and earning you the most money. So this is something you can implement immediately, and your website, regardless of how much traffic it gets, is going to start getting more clicks on its ad, more people coming to it. Okay, so hopefully you found that interesting. You can do your own testing if you want to. I mean, we don't really recommend going down that rabbit hole because it can be complicated. Step number 7 is to rinse and repeat. So at this point, you've been through the process. Okay, you've started. You've built your website. You've chosen your niche, built your website. You've found some content. You've monetized it with these little ads. You've driven some traffic, and you've optimized. We started testing this about a year ago with a group of test students. Brent was one of the first ones that we had. Okay, every single site that we've built has made money. Some sites are making $25,000 per month. Our test students have built huge incomes. You heard from Mark, you heard from Brent at the beginning of this call, how they've built life-changing incomes. They've been able to get out of the rat race, spend more time at home with their families. Now, to make it easy on you, don't aim for $25,000 from one website initially. Just build 4 simple websites and get each one making $2,000 each. That's not hard to achieve. That's just $67 per day. With the type of traffic that you're going to be able to get, it's easy to get to $67 a day. 4 simple websites and you can be at $100,000 per year. This system is incredibly effective, and these are a couple of things that Brent and Mark have actually said. I'll just read them out here. Mark said, in my very first month using 100K Factory System, I earned $10,853.23. If I can do this, anyone can. Okay. Then Brent says, I've had phenomenal results and have been able to earn over $37,019.46 in my first 6 months using the 100K Factory System. These are just regular people that you bump into at the supermarket. These are not people that have got special experience, and we've got more down here which you'll hear from shortly. Okay. The system can give you all the freedom that you want. It gives you the lifestyle, the flexibility, and the time. We think, and the way that we think about this is there's 3 types of freedom: financial freedom, time freedom, and geographic freedom. And if you get these, you can do whatever you want. So we've got some people who we work with who are retired, okay, and they're doing this because they want a comfortable retirement. And they're quite happy with $10,000 a month in their retirement, okay. We've got other people who do it because they want to work from home without an alarm clock. You know, you might do it because you want to have unlimited family time or the ability to take a vacation with your family each year and not have to worry about the debt paying off the credit card when you get home because you've got the financial ability to do it. This is a picture of my wife and I in the Caribbean on a recent holiday. That's me diving. This is Steve with his plane. These are things that we love doing. But whatever you want to do, you can do it using the system. This is a reality. You can live the life that you want to live. This can work for anyone. It doesn't matter where you are. There's no barriers to entry, no language barriers, no geographical barriers. I live down in Argentina, and I do this. Okay, there's no age barriers. We've got people who we've been working with who are in their 70s, and they've been able to get results as well. There's no experience required. There's no technical issues. Remember, this is something that's simple. All you have to do is decide to do it. Now, word of warning for everyone here, if you cannot follow a simple recipe, then this is not for you. Okay, you must be able to follow a simple plan without deviation. We're going to give you all the ingredients, We're going to give you all the tools. All you have to do is follow that recipe, combine the ingredients at the right time, put it in the oven for the right amount of time, and out pops a cake at the end, okay? But you need to be able to follow the recipe. You need to be able to follow the plan without deviating. Everything we've discussed so far is in phase 1. This is a 3-phase system. The first phase is about that quick cash flow injection, going from $0 to $274 per day in 60 days. This is phase 1 on screen right here. It's getting that income coming in. Okay, this is phase 1, getting you to earning $274 per day in 60 days. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is about getting the engine to turn by itself. So what we mean by that is you're working less, you're making more money, you're automating a lot of the processes using the different tools and things that we've got, and you're scaling up your income. So in phase 1, the goal is $8,000 per month. Phase 2, we're talking about taking that to $15,000 to $20,000 per month, okay? And then in phase 3, we're talking about strategic expansion, so turning your income into a true online empire. We're talking about dominating niches here. $50,000 per month or more, okay? Now, what we're going to share with you now is the new program that we've just come out with and how you can participate in this with us if you want to be one of these students that we've got. It's called 100K Factory. We're going to walk you through the five core components. The first is the system. This is a lucrative 3-phase system that's going to get you, this is all the knowledge that we've accumulated. The second thing is what we call the 100K Launchpad. It's a software suite. This is your one-stop command center. Okay, this is where you control everything. You control all elements of your business from one place that you log into on the web. The third thing is a live case study. This is 10-week step-by-step training. You're going to see us building an online income stream right in front of your eyes, and you're going to be able to follow along. The fourth thing is a very limited edition, special edition of Crowdforce. Okay, this is new and improved. It's a virtual assistant. You can only have that as part of the 100K Factory system. And then the fifth part is the coaching. So let's take a deeper dive into what each one of these means right now. So pillar number 1 is the system. This is the proprietary knowledge that we've built up over 1 year of extensive testing. Okay, this is all the mistakes we've made, all the things we've learnt, how we've been able to refine the system into a well-oiled machine, everything that our students have learnt as well. So in phase 1, you're going to learn how you can start making money fast, how you can go from $0 to $274 per day in 60 days. Phase 2 is about getting your business to run by itself, working less, earning more, scaling up to $15,000 to $20,000 per month. Phase 3 is about turning it into an empire. $50,000 per month or more is the goal there. This has got a value, the system, the know-how has got a value of $2,997. Pillar number 2 is the 100K Launchpad software suite. This is your command center. This has got 4 modules. The first module is about building, installing, and populating a website in seconds. One of the issues we see over and over again is that students come in and maybe they don't have that much experience, or they make a mistake right at the beginning of the process when they're setting up the website. We've completely eliminated the chance of that happening. We've eradicated the chance of setting it up wrong. So this is 100% foolproof. You press a couple of buttons and your website is built for you. Okay. Module number 2 scans and identifies magnetizing content, viral content around the web. So remember how we said, you need to find these things that you can share. You need to find a video about bodybuilding. Well, the 100K Launchpad software suite does it for you. We find all this content, we pass it through a special algorithm, and the most engaging, the most captivating pieces of content are served up to you so that you can share them with your audience. Takes all the hard work out of that. Module 3 is about developing and running your marketing campaigns. This has got everything from scheduling to analysis. And then Module 4 is creative media development. It's a point-and-click wizard. Helps give you and your campaigns the X factor. The 100K Launchpad software suite has cost us over $55,000 to develop. It's got a market value of $2,997. This is serious software. This is your command center. Okay, I guarantee you've never seen anything quite like it. Pillar number 3 is a live case study, and when I was starting online about 10 years ago, I was screaming out for this. I wanted to be able to watch someone work through week by week and build an online income. I wanted to see them do it right in front of me. This is what we're doing here. So we've got a comprehensive live weekly training over a period of 10 weeks where you're going to be able to see us build an online income right in front of your eyes. The best part is that you're going to be able to follow along with us step by step, week by week. You're also getting weekly milestone checkpoints. This is so that we know where you're at and can drag you along if necessary to the finish line. Everyone that comes into this program is getting to the finish line. We will drag you along, kicking and screaming if we have to, but we'll drag you along because we've got these milestones in place. We know week by week where you need to be to keep you on track. Okay, this is your roadmap. We're pulling you along. We've also got over-the-shoulder mentoring to get you to that 60-day goal. You know, you're going to be building a website alongside us. We're going to be able to help you every step of the way. This has got a value of $1,997. The special edition version of CrowdForce, this is a version 2.0. It's a special edition, limited edition that's designed to work specifically with the 100K factory system. It's got new modules and improved workflow faster than ever before. It allows you to uncover and exploit pockets of laser-targeted traffic. I mean, it'll do it for you. It's like having a virtual assistant that runs on autopilot in the background, makes the free traffic absolutely inevitable. It's got a value of $2,997. The fifth pillar, and this is arguably the most important at all, so this is the one that has got massive, massive value. You're getting direct access to us. So coaching, 1 year of direct access to us and our expert coaches, people who are already earning from this system. So, I mean, that's huge. This is direct. I mean, you can't fail with this, okay? You're getting direct access to Steve and I to help you. Stamp for approval. We'll give you the green light on important marketing decisions. So there's a few things that you need to get right. We're going to make sure you get them right. You're getting a technical support desk as well. We've got a team of programming experts ready to blast through any technical hurdles that you may have. Market analysis. So if you're worried about which market to start in, don't be. We'll give you one. So perhaps you'll say to me, you know, Aidan, I'm really passionate about photography. So I want to do photography. I'll say, yeah, okay, that sounds like it could work, and I'll have a look and I'll make sure it can work. Or you might say to me, look, Aidan, I've been trying to get this internet marketing thing working for me for 5 years now. I haven't quite cracked the code. Can you just give me a niche? I'll give you one that's guaranteed to work. This level of support involves a huge amount of time investment on our part, massively valuable. Remember, it's 1 whole year, guys. We're not just dropping you in there and letting you fend for yourself. We're there with you every step of the way. This has got a value of $9,997. I want you to consider what coaching is really worth. Now, I've got people that pay me $12,000 per year for one-on-one coaching. Steve has clients who pay him $12,000 a year for one-on-one coaching. Our panel of expert coaches are already earning thousands per month from this, and they could be charging $5,000 per year as well if they wanted to be. Now, key point, you're not just getting access to me. You're not just getting access to Steve. You're getting access to Steve, me, the coaches, everything. So the value here is truly tremendous. Now, there is a catch, guys. This is a live workshop, and right now there are 4 important limitations. We've got 4 special bonuses for action takers. These bonuses are available to people who are on this call right now. Okay, so I'm going to work through them. This one here is incredibly exciting. It's going to save you a ton of time and make you a lot of money. We call it Project 55. Now, this was originally going to be strictly private information for our personal use in our business. It was part of our big expansion plan, but what we've decided to do, we had some intense discussion, I would say, about this a couple of days ago. We've decided that we're going to release this previously confidential information to everyone who takes action on this webinar today. Okay, this is 55 proven, highly profitable, million-dollar niches that you can take advantage of immediately. The way that we've put these together is we've had 3 members of our team spend a full 2 weeks doing the research contained within this special document. We started with 1,000 niches. We've skimmed it down to the 55 most profitable according to a special algorithm that we use. This information is absolutely priceless. It's got a value of $2,000, and you can get it if you sign up with us today. Now, the second thing that you're going to get is access to a special mastermind. Now, what this is, it's a way that you can directly interact with our expert coaches. Two of our top students, in fact, you're going to be able to interact with Mark and Brent, who are on this call right now. This is insanely valuable. These guys are making a killing, tens of thousands of dollars per month. You're going to discover absolutely everything they did to get there. So you're going to be able to get this sort of personalized interaction with them. They're going to spill all their secrets. This is, again, it's only something we can offer to a small group. We can't offer this to everyone. The third bonus is coach strategy sessions. Now, you're going to be able to connect with our expert coaches and you're going to get insider insights from them. These are people who have already been through our curriculum and are making tens of thousands of dollars per month from the system. Okay, so that's a little bit different to the last bonus. The second one here was more of a mastermind, more of like, you know, what are the big lessons? This one here is about strategy. Okay, so it's about getting your strategy right, and you're going to get insider insights, a unique perspective from our coaches. The fourth special bonus is beta access to a supercharged plugin pack. Now, this plugin pack, one of them is one of those things that we mentioned at the beginning, which helped get Brent's Amazon product doing $17,000 in sales in one day. That's one of the two secret plugins that you're going to get early access to before everyone else. This is a unique chance to interact with us even more, discuss development and all that good stuff. So what's it all worth here, guys? You've got the 100K factory system. This is the knowledge base. This is everything we've learned in a blueprint for you. This is $2,997. You've got the 100K Launchpad software suite. Okay, this is your command center. You've got the live case study. This is where you can watch us building an online income stream right in front of your eyes. Okay, and you can follow along. You've got the special edition of Crowdforce, which no one else gets. It's just for you and the people who jump into this program. You're getting the coaching, direct access to us and our coaches for an entire year. You're getting those 4 major bonuses. It's got a total value of $24,979. I want you to consider the development costs. 100K Factory, the Launchpad, cost $55,000 to develop. With Crowdforce, we've been developing this since 2013. We've poured over $75,000 into this amazing piece of software. It's a game changer. So these are not throwaway plugins. Okay, these are things that you're actually going to use to build and run your business. And then we've poured over $13,000 into testing. The total development cost exceeds $100,000, $143,000. Okay. This doesn't include the hundreds of hours that we personally spent testing and building this system, the hours we've spent with our test students refining the process. Okay, this is extremely limited, guys. We've got 1,000 people on this call right now. We had over 32,000 people sign up for the early bird waiting list. Spaces are filling up incredibly fast. We're talking about being able to build a $769 per day income in 11 days. That's what Mark was able to do using this system. This is without a doubt the most exciting program we've ever released. This is unlike any other internet marketing program out there. This is about building a true online business and online empire that can, provide for your family for many years to come. Now, we have no plans to reopen this. This is not going to be available for long. We have not reopened any of our last 5 training programs. And the reason we do that is because once you're in, we're working closely with you, and we're going to keep the secrets closely guarded. We don't want this getting out there to thousands and thousands of people. It's for a small group of people, has the chance to change your life, and it's not going to be open again. It's really a case of now or never. This has ridiculous value, guys. It's got you're not going to pay that $24,979. You won't pay $14,997 either. Now, $9,997. If all this does is get you to the point where you can stay at home and be with your kids all day, like what it did for Brent, would it be worth that? Or if all this does is get you to the point where you can quit your day job and work at home, or if all this does is allow you to clear the mortgage, pay the bills, and put food on the table for the next 10 years to come, would it be worth paying this kind of money for? We're talking about building an income that earns you tens of thousands of dollars per month. And we're talking about doing it in a 60-day time frame. So hopefully you can see that this has got truly massive value. You're not going to pay $9,997. You won't even pay $4,997. You can get complete access right now for 3 payments of $997. In fact, you can get access for even less we've got a $494 discount available to you. There's a one-time payment option. The link is on the screen here, so if someone could type that in the chat box, Steve, that would be great. Just make sure it's in the chat box. And we're going to personally drag you to the finish line. Now, we've got 1,000 people on the call. The first 40 people that jump in, we've got a very special bonus. Before I tell you about that, I want you to know that there's a 100% money-back guarantee. So we want you to have complete peace of mind. You come into this, try it out for 60 days, build your website, see if you're making money. If you're not 100% happy for whatever reason, we'll refund your purchase, okay? So you've got nothing at risk here, everything to gain, all right? Now, this is the special link on the screen, 100kfactory.com/yes. What I'm going to ask you to do is type your name in the chat box when you've jumped in, okay? Type your name in the chat box when you've jumped into the program, and we're going to make sure you're on that special list of 40 people, okay? We need your name, we need to know that you've jumped in. So this is the bonus that the first 40 people are getting. Kindle Unleashed. This is a program we sold in 2014 for $1,697. It's got a 100-page manual, 12-week training guide, custom ebook formatting tools, 2 live presentations on stage from me, how to build a hands-off $5,000 per month Kindle income, complete start-to-finish training. Anyone that's remotely interested in selling books on Amazon to make a lot of money, this is absolutely going to get you there. This, I mean, as I say, this can build a $5,000 per month Kindle income. This is also something that you can build into your empire in that phase 2 and phase 3 of the 100K Factory system. You're going to see how you can do it. So that's the first bonus, again, for the first 40 people to put their names in the chat box here. The second bonus is your first 500 online. It's another affiliate marketing program, how to build lucrative authority sites. It complements very much what we're doing here in the 100K Factory program, and it's got a value of $1,497. This is a real value. We previously sold this for this value. It was an incredibly successful program. You're getting access to that as well. Again, the first 40 people only. You're also getting the double insane VIP bonus. So as if everything you hadn't seen already was not enough. You're getting email marketing for beginners. These are 7 over-the-shoulder training videos that walk you through how to set up and implement an email marketing campaign. That's going to lend itself very nicely to you in phase 2 and 3 of the system. You're getting a presentation that Steve did about white label pay-per-click domination. This is a brand new on-stage presentation that Steve presented a couple of months ago to a private mastermind group of hugely successful white label sellers. This is how you totally dominate pay-per-click using a simple step-by-step plan that we use in our business. So if you're doing anything related to white label or think you might want to in the future, this is going to give you an edge over your competition. The third double insane bonus is how to really run your business. This is another presentation that Steve put together. It's got a value of $1,497. This is, again, exclusive, was given to a private mastermind we run of hugely successful online marketers. And this is a real paradigm shift for some people because it shows you how the way you need to approach your business. Treat it like a real business, how we do it, how you can do it too, and you can see the immediate results when you start doing that kind of thing. You're going to get concierge VIP support, so this is the red carpet treatment. We're going to make sure that your support questions get expedited. You're getting the SEM business blueprint as well, so if you want to help local businesses and make some money doing that, you can learn how to do that. Now, guys, please type your name in the chat box once you are in. If you are on, if you're on the checkout page and you're purchasing right now, then type your name in there, and we will. I'm just going to show you how this all sort of works here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this special little link here, and I'm going to go over to a website. I'm going to type it in here. So it's 100kfactory.com/yes. You're going to come to this page here. Now you can pay in a couple of different ways. There's a 3-part payment plan, or there's a one-time payment. Most people are taking the one-time payment because you save $500 when you do that. So let's say you're going to take this one. Click here, and you'll be taken through to this page here. Now on this page, This is the email address where you put, you know, the delivery email, where you want to get instructions about how to get into the members area, all that good stuff. Over here, you can pay with PayPal or you can pay with your credit card. Doesn't matter. You can choose. If you already have a PayPal account and want to pay through PayPal, then type your email in here. If you don't have a PayPal account or just want to pay with your credit card, select this little box here, select this little box, and then click Checkout with PayPal. You're still going through the PayPal checkout system, but you're not using PayPal. You're using your credit card. PayPal just makes sure the transaction is 100% safe. Okay, so you click this button, and you're going to be taken to the PayPal payment screen, okay, which is going to open up right now. As you can see, it gives you the amount up here. It says you're paying it to our company. Up here it says, sometimes you'll see it looking like this, and it might say log into your PayPal account. If you want to pay with a credit card, click on this one down here, pay with a credit card or debit card. So we'll click on that, and you'll see the screen come up. So it'll say, you know, your country, your language, you put your credit card number in here, the expiration date, first name, last name, mobile number, email address, password, and the password needs to be 6 characters or more, okay? If you've already got a PayPal account, then you might want to put a different email in here that's not already associated with a PayPal account. Then you just scroll down, select that box there, and click Agree and Continue. So that's how you can pay with a credit card. I want to read out some of the names of the first 40 people who have jumped in. So Mark Ament, Jennifer Zimmerman, Denise Brod, Nico, Tajwa Alexander, Brad Kamal, David Burles, Wayne Mayer, Peter Rosenberg, Urmal Patel, Wes Thorpe, Mark Ament, Bill Dampier, Earl Innes, Scott Norton, Dion Lee. Hey Dion, great to see you here, Dion. Susan Polk, Urmal is in, Chong Wing, Peter Rosenberg, Tim Cates, Deborah, Gail Pugsley, Robin Bashon, Stephanie. Wow, we've actually already had 40 people jump in. We're going to have to extend that bonus a little bit. We will extend it for another 10 people. So we've already had 40 people. I haven't read out all the names. Guys, also once your payment has actually gone through, if you could please confirm that with us as well, because we just want to make sure that your payment has actually gone through. So John Avery. Susan says, I'm so freaking excited. Yeah, you should be, Susan, because this is the real deal. This is life-changing stuff here. And I'm just going to start validating people. Now, the reason that we need you to type your name in here is because we're going to be adding you to a special bonus section in the members area. So when you sign up, when you go into the members area for the first time, you probably won't see it. But then what we'll do is we'll get all the names from the chat box. We'll download it later. And we'll put them into the system. So then you'll be able to access a special area there. Okay. So we're going to take a few questions in a moment here, but first I'm going to give people another chance. If you're actually on the payment screen but you're not quite in yet, just type in your name in here. So Chuck Morse, Alan Bonner. Thanks for doing that, guys. It is important that we actually get that information from you. And we're going to take some questions in just a moment. Before we do though, I'm going to give you some more results from some of our other students. Okay, so you've heard from Brent and Mark. I'm going to give you some more results here. Okay, now let's just see. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and show you some other insane results. You've already heard from Mark. What about this one here? This is Patrick and Kelly in Queensland, Australia. They say, we went from $0 to $20,000 per month, all because of Aidan and Steve's training. We highly recommend joining up. These are just normal people, okay? The system is proven. We know how to get you results. It's not just proven by our students, but have a look how it's proven by these big websites on a huge scale. Mashable, Huffington Post. We're kind of doing what they're doing on a much smaller scale. It's working incredibly well. And here you've got James. He's from Norfolk in the UK. He says, with the help of training and strategic planning from Aidan and Steve, in the past 6 months I've built a $10,000 per week business. I'm grateful that I trusted these guys. I'm now totally debt-free. These are, again, normal people getting phenomenal results. And imagine yourself after you've been through the system 60 days from now. You know, you could be earning $100 per day, $200 per day, okay, and scaling upwards from there. So this is what Karen and Joe sent, and Karen actually wrote this. She said, Aidan and Steve have been instrumental in our success in internet marketing. Even though we're newbies, we've been able to build a $20,000 per month income, and that's profit, in 9 months. And soon my husband will be able to quit his day job. Now, Joe, in this photo here, he's an LAPD cop. He's a police officer, Los Angeles Police Department, and he's looking forward to being able to work at home, finish his job, and be with his wife and his young daughter. This is Chris. He's from Winnipeg in Canada. Thanks to Aidan and Steve's teachings and personal help, I turned my affiliate business from a low point of $200 a month in early 2013 to over $3,000 per month today. Okay, so these are real people, regular people who are getting these phenomenal results. Again, guys, please just, again, type in once you've confirmed, once your payment's actually gone through, so that we've got that in writing here, and we can make sure we upgrade you in the members area in the next few days so that you get access to the special bonus section, okay? All right, now we're going to take some questions now. We're going to take some questions. And Steve, maybe you could help filter some of these for me, and we can just sort of tag team them. There's a lot of people here, so we'll try to get through them. We'll stay here as long as it takes to get them done. Barbara, thank you for jumping in. Diane, thank you for jumping in. Deborah, thank you as well. And guys, we will confirm all these things. So Steve, what have we got there?
So I've been answering questions as we go, feverishly, but I've collected some of the ones that I think are, you know, kind of the ones that other people probably have. So the first one is just exactly how much time before I actually see money being made? So always a favorite question. Our plan, our goal, right, is to get you to a run rate of 100K per year in 60 days. So we have to start making money before then if that's our plan, you know, just to reach that run rate in 60 days. So the curriculum calls for you sending traffic to at least one of your brand new sites here on the 4th training session. So, and if you're sending traffic, you're making money. Okay, that's the way the system works. So I would expect within the first 30 days that there will be money being made. Okay.
Yep. Another question we've got here, Steve, is are there any other additional costs? What should we expect to spend? Are there any upsells? Are there any one-time offers or anything else to consider? That comes from Elizabeth.
There are absolutely no one-time offers. There's no ongoing fees. There are no upsells. There are no downsells, even for that matter. It's straight shot here. And so the only other costs involved would be domains and hosting. Yep. So if you're going to build 4 websites, you know, you're talking about a few dollars per domain. And then if you're, you know, you'll need hosting. Now, many people already have hosting, which is fine. The only thing you have to be concerned about is, you know, you need rather robust hosting because unlike lots of other sites that we've all developed in the past, these get very, very large amounts of traffic. That's the reason that they can be so successful. So you just have to make sure that you have, you know, kind of robust enough hosting, which we will certainly be happy to help you out with, of course. But it's not expensive.
Yeah, it's not expensive. When we say robust hosting, we're just talking about a good company, and the hosting we pay is about $7 per month. And you can put all your websites in that. Cost of a domain name is $7 or $8, you know, $10 maximum. So you're looking at, you know, $30 maybe for domain names. We will also be, you know, this is optional, but we definitely recommend it, is that $1 per day sort of advertising budget initially. Again, this is optional. It's only when you're starting the system, but I mean, we do sort of recommend it. So you may want to consider, you know, $1 per day for a couple of weeks or something as well. JS says, what if you were banned from AdSense for some unknown reason years ago?
Right. So, I mean, a bunch of things there. First of all, there are ways around that. But even if we don't even want to bother with that, a couple things. There are other services, products that are as good or frankly, sometimes better than AdSense. And then the other thing is that AdSense is only one of the many, many monetization options. So it's not an issue.
Yeah. So Gail is asking, how much time do I need to set aside for this? What is my weekly workload going to be like?
Yeah. So our goal, I think I want to answer that in two ways, because I also want to highlight kind of how much work we think it is on an ongoing basis. So our goal was to be able to put together a system where you could build 4 sites, each making somewhere around $2,000 a month in profit, so you could reach that $100,000 a year goal and only have to work about 4 hours a week. That was really our goal, and that's what we're sticking to. Now, the first 60 days to kind of get these things rolling, you'll probably have to work more than that. It's going to be pretty heavily dependent upon the person, but I would expect to see somewhere in the neighborhood of, say, 4 to 10 hours per week for the first 60 days. Yep. But as I always say, beats digging ditches.
Mark says, I'm in Austria, 6 hours ahead of EST, Eastern Time. Will training sessions be recorded? What times will they be?
So certainly the training sessions will be recorded. I mean, absolutely. And one of the first things you'll do when you become a member is that you'll take a survey that sort of says, hey, what are your preferred times to have the training? And we are going to vary the times to try and make sure that the most amount of people can attend live. But even if you cannot attend live, that is not a problem, because you'll have the recording right away, and our support is essentially almost around the clock, because we have people, kind of all over the world. So yep. It'll all be good.
Yeah, so Gail is asking, is the members site accessible now? Yes, Gail, it is. So as soon as you jump in, you'll be able to go into the members area. We've got a few things there to get you started. The training kicks off next week, so we're going to be closing this program down very soon, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but definitely in the next day or so. And then we're locking it down, and then you're going to get an email from us about the first training, and that'll be happening this coming week. So you're going to be doing step 1 this coming week, let's say that. Jovan is saying, can I move faster than the weekly modules? Yeah, you can. There's a couple of ways you could do this, Jovan. You could build more sites, and that would obviously boost your income as well, or you could progress a little bit faster. We are, kind of doing because we're doing this live in front of your eyes, we're doing it on a week-by-week basis. However, in saying that, we're still moving pretty fast. Let's see. Thomas says, I'm in. I hope I got the extra bonuses. Yes, you did. And I'm just going to do, before we take any more questions, I'm just checking things here. I've got my iPad open, and I can see exactly the number that have actually jumped in. So we're at 46 people have jumped in already. So we're going to make 4 more of these special bonuses, bonus packs available. Well, let's make 8 more of them available. If you're jumping in right now, if you're on the checkout page, or if you've just jumped in and you haven't actually told us yet, please type your name in the chat box so that we've got a record of it. We know that we need to upgrade your membership. So Ermel got that, Lorna got that. Okay, great guys. Eric says checking out now. Thanks for letting me know, Eric. John Pedersen, Demetrios, Annette. Okay, thank you guys. Lois, Marcos, David, Annette. Thank you, Annette. Catherine. Okay. All right, guys. So just keep typing them in as you get in, so that we can monitor, the number of these bonuses. So Lisa has got a question, Steve, and I'll hand this one to you. How are the sites built?
Well, you do have some choices with that, but the simplest way is to use our software and basically use the push-button software to just build it all out. We're trying to make this as accessible as we possibly could to all experience levels. So we have a system that will build the website from the ground up for you, and we'll install all the right components and essentially set it up with the best practices that that we've come up with. But for the more experienced folks, you certainly are able to use ones that you already have if you feel like that's an appropriate thing to do based on the market you choose to go in and so on.
Yep. Andres is saying, can we use our own private blog network to expand traffic? Absolutely. I mean, if you've got things you've done in the past that you can apply to this, then obviously it's to your benefit. So, yep, you can do that. What computer system requirements are there? Well, none. You just have to be able to open web page. The software and things that we've got work with both an Apple, Mac computers, and also with regular PCs. Yep. So there's no special requirements at all. Let's see here. Should the niches be related? Mike is asking. There's two different schools of thought here. You can do them related if you're specifically interested in something. So maybe if you want to be in health and wellness, then you might do one website about recipes, another one about the paleo diet, another one about some kind of fitness, and I mean that would be quite beneficial, or you can do them completely different. Balkrishna says, I am from India, will it work for me? Yeah, I mean there's no special, I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. As I mentioned, I live down in Argentina, and we have people from all over the world who are doing this. Demetrios says, I would like to give access to my business partner. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get one login, but if you've got a business partner, and I also said, I saw John said that he wants to do this with his grandson. So if you've got a business partner or a child that you want to participate in this as well, then you're more than welcome to do that, of course. Lois, thank you for jumping in. So lots of online marketers say Facebook advertising will become a lot more expensive over the next year. Will that negatively impact this business over time? Steve, do you want to take that one? That's from Rodri.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you never really know what's going to happen, right? I mean, you can't say for certain. But this model has been very stable for quite some time. And it's not a competitive bidding environment like AdWords. And I think that's why this is going to remain this way for the foreseeable future. And plus, you're not really relying on, it's not like AdWords when you are relying on all of your traffic to come from these high-cost clicks, You're just starting a tiny little fire. I mean, Aiden showed you the daily budgets and the little bids and things like that. I mean, it's just not the same thing that we've seen in the past, where we've seen escalated advertising costs. So we don't see a change happening, frankly.
Yep. Clark says, do you host these sites or will we host them? We can definitely help you with the hosting if you need that. However, this is your business. You own it and you own the hosting. So you're not like tied in or anything like that. You own the business, you own the hosting. $7 a month is hosting. Alexandre says, can we use standard WordPress site and let's say theme forests, for example? Yeah, you can do that, Alexandra. We've got our custom, we haven't even spoken about this, but we've got a very custom design that we use. But if you want to use your own, then that's fine as well. Jasper says, my Facebook ad account is disabled. What should I do? Well, we can help you with that, Jasper. We've actually got some inside contacts at Facebook, so we can either help you try to get that disabled, or we can show you how you can set up a new account. And we've got a whole checklist that we go through, that our students go through, so you won't have issues like that in the future. So Matt says, how much Facebook ad spend will be required before income starts coming in? And I think I tried to sort of explain this, but the way this works is you can spend $1 and make $3. Okay, so even if you're just spending $1 per day, you might cruise along making $3, $4, $5 per day from that. So you don't really have to spend anything at all, just $1, and you start seeing the traffic. Can I start my training today? Yes, you can sign up, go in the members area. There's videos and things like that in there for you already. What other questions have we got here?
There's been a couple people have asked, is this good for beginners? And you know, my opinion, this is absolutely the best thing to start with. Affiliate marketing, or this is essentially affiliate marketing, just different traffic sources. But you know, it's how I got my start. It's how Aiden got his start. And the reason is that it's you can get your arms around it. You know, there's two reasons really. You can get your arms around it. It's not all that complex. There's not a lot of moving parts like there would be for, say, Amazon white label stuff. You know, you're talking about inventory and dealing with China and suppliers and samples and packaging and suffocating cellophane bags and UPC codes and so on and so forth. It's all good. I love it, but it's complex, right? A lot of moving parts. This you can really get your arms around. The other thing is where there are technical hurdles, we feel that we've overcome them with software like push-button website installation. So I think it's absolutely the perfect thing to start out with.
JP says, how about CrowdForce Special Edition? Is that web-based? It's not a web-based software. It's a software you can download onto your machine, onto your computer, but it works with both PC and Mac. And again, that's something that you know, we've been using for a very long time, over 2 years. So it's a very, very you know, well tried and tested piece of software. Lionel's got a question, Steve. He's saying, can I really just copy other people's stuff for my website content? Is that illegal? And I think you covered it, but maybe you can just
yeah, I did. I mean, it's definitely not illegal. There are rules you need to follow. You know, some things you can just copy, like you can embed any YouTube public video on your website. There's no problem with that. And the other stuff, like a Reuters article or you know, a blog post or something, there are just rules you have to follow, which will tell you. They're very simple. You know, you can take a certain portion of it. You have to make sure that you credit the source in a certain way, and you have to have a very good copyright policy on your site that you follow. It's not a complicated policy. Basically, the policy says, hey, if anyone says they don't want their stuff shared, I will take it down. That's the policy. And then you have to actually do that. So that's really all there is to it, and then it's fine.
So Kenny is saying, what is the software doing, 100K Launchpad software doing to assess interest and viability? How do we know if it has commercial potential? Well, we've got a whole algorithm that looks at a whole range of different factors, Kenny. It's something that we started doing manually, and then we turned into a machine sort of process to save us a lot of time. So, you know, it's kind of proprietary information, the exact things it looks at, but I'll give you an example. We look at, you know, how many times something has previously been shared, because that's a good indicator of you know, how popular it is. Or a YouTube video, we can see how many views it's got, how many likes it's got, all that good stuff. I'm going to quickly recap what the offer is here for you, what you can get from 100K Factory. If you are ready to jump in right now, just jump in right now, because we're going to be finishing this up in a couple of minutes here. If you have already jumped in, I would love to know, you know, what was it that made you jump in? Why did you jump in? Was it because of the system? Was it because you know Steve and I? If you just type it in the chat box, I'd love to read some of them out to people, and I'd really appreciate that. So anyway, let me recap the offer here and everything you're getting. Firstly, these special bonuses, by joining right now, by coming into this, you're getting access to Project 55. This was, again, originally going to be a very private document for our own personal use. It was part of our big scale-up plan this year, but a couple of days ago, Steve and I decided that we would release this to some people, and if you're on this webinar, watching this webinar now, then you're able to get this. 55 proven, highly profitable $1 million niches that you can take advantage of immediately. So this is, for the people that really want to take this big, I mean, this is absolutely priceless. You're going to save a ton of time, ton of money, and we've had 3 members of our team spend 2 full weeks researching this. It's absolutely priceless. You're also getting the second special bonus, which is the Mastermind Hangout. This is, again, being able to hang out with a couple of our top students, Brent and Mark, who actually you heard from at the beginning here. This is exclusive. Obviously, we can't take too many people into this because it is a real mastermind. This is where you get to ask these guys about the lessons they've learned. So obviously, you're going to hear a lot of training from Steve and myself, but we think it's also beneficial to hear from students, people who have been through the curriculum already. So you'll get access to that. You'll get access to coach strategy sessions. This is a way that you can connect with our expert coaches. We'll be running special coaching strategy session calls where we will set you up to talk strategy, okay? And again, that's with the coaches, which is one of the reasons why we can't make this available to everyone. Beta access to test those supercharged plugins, the type of thing that has helped boost our Amazon sales. You're going to get early access to that. So if you're actually doing anything on Amazon, then that's going to be really valuable for you. And we've got a couple of other cool tools which you'll get as well. So you're getting the 100K Factory system. This is all the knowledge that we've built in the past 12 months, 12, 13 months of actually doing this. This is all the mistakes we've made, everything we've learnt by working with our test students to refine the system. You're getting the 100K Launchpad software suite. This has got enormous value. This is like a command center, okay? You log into it, you run your business from here, okay? So this is like an extremely powerful business tool that you're going to be using on a daily basis. It allows you to automate a lot of the things. This is how you can install your website in just a couple of clicks. So it's a huge time saver. Steve mentioned a moment ago that to have 4 websites up and running, you're realistically looking at about 4 or 5 hours per week. The reason that number is so low, the reason you can do this in such a short amount of time is because of the Launchpad software. We used to do this manually and it used to take us longer, but now we've got the Launchpad software. It's like having a virtual assistant do a lot of the things for you, okay? You're getting the live case study. This is enormous value. This is where we walk you through step by step. You're going to see with your own 2 eyes how we build out one of these money-making streams right in front of you, okay? And you can follow along. Now, if you want to go a little bit slower, that's completely fine as well. You don't have to go at the pace we go. If you want to go slower, that's fine, and you can do that. So that's the live case study. You're also getting the special edition, the limited edition of Crowdforce. No one else has actually got this. It's got a value of $2,997. And the coaching, 1 year of direct access to us. This is huge. Stamp of approval support, technical support. You're not going to have any hurdles. I mean, I can guarantee you that if you work closely with us for a year, you will succeed. Okay, we're not going to dump you in the deep end and just see if you can swim. We're actually going to hold your hand and pull you along. So you're getting all those bonuses, absolutely everything here, guys. This is selling out very fast. It's extremely limited. The clock is ticking on this. This is going to be shutting down very soon. I don't know if it's going to shut down today or tomorrow or the next day, but as soon as we hit that special number that we've got, then it's going to be shutting down. This is a 100% money back guarantee, so it's zero risk for you. You can come into this, you can test it yourself, and you've got no risk. I mean, let us carry all the burden. Let us carry you along. Okay, so if you've tried in the past to do something online and it didn't quite work, here's your opportunity to try it with us. Okay, we don't launch programs very often, and when we do, we make sure that we look after the people who've jumped in. So again, guys, absolutely zero risk. You can come in, test it out for 60 days. You can build an income in 60 days. So you really have no risk at all. If you are jumping in right now, then please just type your name in the chat box so we can get that down. We are closing this down very, very soon. Okay, so let's just see. So Dion says he got in because the moon and the stars are aligned for him to boost his traffic to his Amazon product. He says Aidan is an extremely good coach and the system works. Thank you very much for sharing that, Dion. Richard says, I joined because of the 55 niche bonuses and the AdWords white label seminar bonus. I sell white label on Amazon and really like the idea of having an edge over the other sellers. Yes, Dion, you will, for your other question. Catherine says, I joined, I'm very excited. I wanted to know more, so I got on this webinar. I'm so interested in bonus number 1. Is it possible for me to get that? Yeah, you will get that because you've joined up, Catherine. Let's see. Robin says, I'm a jobless musician that needs income for my music that I love so much. That's why Robin got in. Bernard says, hi, my name is Bernard and am the breadwinner for my family. I'm South African, where things are very challenging. And he likes the idea of Facebook, and let's see, and he says he's in because of that. So good to have you with us, Bernard. Lois says, I jumped in because I want to be a millionaire and you have a plan. I feel positive, I can get there, and I trust the people that have recommended this to me. Great. Alan says, I'm in. I believe that you are going to hold my hand. I'm a newbie, although I'm no stranger to hard work and commitment. Good stuff. Awesome. Great. Okay, and there's lots of other, and we've still got, believe it or not, we've still got over 600 people here. So question for you guys, if you haven't jumped in yet, if you've already jumped in, you can probably leave. We're just taking questions and answers now. If you haven't jumped in, but you're still on this call, then you are obviously interested and you want to be hanging out here for some reason. So if there's something, if you're on the fence, just type fence in the chat box. Just type that you're on the fence and type why you're on the fence, so that we can answer your question and you can make an informed decision. In the meantime, Mindy says, this is the best program for online marketing that I've seen, so congrats. I've taken the leap of faith. I'm eager to get started. And okay, so I'm just looking. So Andres says, I'm on the fence because I've been burnt before. I can completely relate to that, Andres. I've been in your situation. I think we all have. The difference here, and I think the slide you're looking at the moment means that it's impossible that you're going to get burnt, because you've got 60 days to test this out. Now, if you're someone that takes action, if you're someone that actually takes action and does the work, then you're going to know inside 60 days if this is working for you, and it will be working for you. If for whatever reason you don't get the results, then you've got this plan B. I mean, you can always get a refund, and that's fine as well. So Andres, hopefully, I mean, I don't, at some point you have to take the leap of faith. We can kind of lead you all the way to where you need to be, but you need to pull the trigger. You need to make the final decision. So I completely understand that you've been burnt in the past. And it's a shame, but that's a reality of internet marketing. You won't get burnt here though, because you've got a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. So let's see. So David says he's concerned about the initial costs. Now, once you're in the system, David, the only costs you're going to have are a domain name, hosting, which is $7 a month. Maybe you've already got hosting. And you can just use that, so that's fine. Maybe you've even already got a website. You know what? Maybe you've already got a website which you can use to apply to this, in which case you wouldn't have to buy a domain name. And I mean, that's really it. If you're looking at building, if anyone here has got an online, offline business, like a brick and mortar business, just type how much it kind of cost you to get that off the ground. I mean, you can't build a lucrative brick and mortar business for a couple of $1,000s. We know that this is a significant investment, but we also know that the amount of support that you're getting here, the amount of training and the quality of training is worth every single penny. So it's the kind of thing that's going to be paying itself off in 60 days or less. Let's just see. 100K Launchpad is a software which you download. So Alexandre says he's on the fence and he's worried about finding the right content for a passion, and he's talking specifically about survivalism. Well, survival is a great niche. It's actually one that we've tested ourselves. So if that's something that you're interested in, Alexandre, then you know, you're in a good spot. I mean, you won't have. Firstly, you're getting those 55 niches that we've proven. If you don't like any of them, then we can help you anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Steve, there's a question here about competition. Saying, well, what about competition? This could get saturated.
Yeah. Yeah, we do hear that a lot, and it's very, very different, this scenario. It does not, competition is not a factor. And I'll try and explain why. Mashable and Huffington Post, to use the best examples, they do not compete with each other. It's not like they each have one red widget or one product and there's a buyer out there and they're competing for that buyer. No, what they are doing is they're providing information to that same buyer, both of them, and that same buyer doesn't have to pick between the two of them. That same buyer will consume information from both of them, because it's not you're trying to market, one product to a customer and then that customer has to choose which company. This customer will click on and visit both Mashable and Huffington Post because they're interested in, what they're offering. And when they visit, then they have different monetization funnels, avenues on both of those sites. So for the first time, and this is one of the reasons, another reason why this is great for beginners, and it's another reason why I love this model, and it's another reason why it's not as complex, competition actually really doesn't matter at all. Every single person that's doing this could be in the same niche practically, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I don't know, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tim was saying, will we be able to get feedback from Brent and Mark as we progress? Yeah, they are actually, they were our students, and we've actually taken them on as coaches in this program as well. So you get to learn everything from them, not just from us. Jacob says he's on the fence because he needs to transfer some money to his bank account. So okay. Pat says, on the fence, I have an existing business and I don't think I can change niches. How will this help me? Well, the underlying reason why this is so powerful and the way that people are able to make money is because we know how to drive traffic. So I'm guessing that regardless of what your niche is, Pat, you could do with some more traffic. If you get more traffic, you can make some more money, right? So I think if you look at it from that perspective, then I think you can probably take the leap of faith and see how the traffic can actually help you in the next 60 days. Jay Parr says, I'm on the fence because we've lost out in the past. Again, this was like, I think it was Andre was talking about this. All I can say is that I don't know if you've been in our programs before, but we really look after our customers. We take this very seriously. We don't launch many programs at all, okay? And we're going to be working with you for an entire year. So, we're committed to your success. Also, you've got this 100% money back guarantee as well there. So hopefully that gives you some kind of peace of mind. JD says he's not sure about Facebook, so he's on the fence. Well, I'm not sure what you really mean there, but type it in the chat box a little bit more detail and maybe we can talk about it. Does this only work in English-speaking countries? It can work anywhere, but we recommend that you start. The marketplace in the Western countries, Australia, New Zealand, United States, Canada, the UK, it's such a good market that that's probably where I would recommend starting, and saying that if you speak some other language, then you could definitely do that. Does the Launchpad create the website and auto-update it? We do as much of the automation as we can. There's some things that simply cannot be automated, but we can schedule a lot of things. So you can definitely go away and not touch your website for months and still make a lot of money. So Julia Rosa is saying you won't need a refund as long as you follow the plan. Yeah, exactly. And Julia's worked with us in the past. So so Alexandra says, can a niche which is not emotional based work? So a niche that's not based on passion. It probably can work. However, it goes back to, why would you want to deviate from the system? The system works so well that I don't know why you would want to deviate from it. Guys, if you are jumping in right now, please just type your name in the chat box so that we can add you to the list. Marcos, you will be getting the bonuses as long as you get in right now. Anyone that gets in right now, I'm going to make sure that you get those bonuses. Justin, you're going to get them as well. So Andres says, I want to buy in and I want to work hard. Will we rely on Facebook ads? If so, will a lot of your training focus on how to create winning ads? I have e-commerce stores that sell products, so I would like to link to them. Yeah, I mean, Facebook is without doubt one of the core components in phase 1 of the system. I wouldn't say we rely on the Facebook ads, but they definitely help us fuel the fire initially, and they're the kind of thing that is so easy to set up that, you know, why wouldn't you want to kind of set it up and use it? Regarding your e-commerce stores, I think this is very, very complementary. We've got a lot of e-commerce stores as well, Andres. So, Steve, did you see any that, I've been doing a lot of talking here, if you see any that you thought of?
Yeah, I've just been answering a bunch of them behind the scenes here as they come up. You know, one thing that's come up a couple times is, does Google allow this? Do they like this? You know, because everybody's always, you know, nervous about that. And the bottom line is, yes, absolutely. And you really don't have to look any further than those metrics, because the metrics are really what Google's all about nowadays. You know, their quality metrics. How satisfied are the users with the sites? That's really what they care about. And you know, the way that they decide that is how long people stay on the site, how many pages per visitor that people go through, what's the bounce rate, what's the exit rate, all that kind of good stuff. And the metrics for these sites are the best I've ever seen. And it makes sense because people are getting exactly what they thought they were going to get, which is the key. They click on, you know, hey, what's with the baby spiders flying, you know, falling from the sky, and they get the answer. So Google's fine with it. Google loves it. Google loves Huffington Post. Google loves Mashable. But the other thing is, we don't really even care all that much because our traffic is, you know, from different sources and stuff. So, but yeah, so it's all good.
I'm seeing a lot of people type in here like, what if this happens? And there's a great example. Richard says, what if, you know, Facebook changed their policies or something like that? What I would encourage you to do is not worry about what's happening down the line, okay? All you need to do is take the first step. It's like when you're learning to walk. The first thing you're going to learn to do is take one step. You're not going to start thinking, well, I want to swim, you know. First, you have to take one tiny step, and then you progress from there. So don't think, oh, well, what about my hosting? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? We're going to show you how to do everything. We're going to show you how to take care of absolutely everything. All you need to worry about right now is that you're in the program, because this is shutting down incredibly soon. Right now you've got a unique opportunity to get all these extra bonuses from us, but you've got a window of time to actually get them, okay? Tomorrow could be too late. I mean, once we hit the special number, we can't take an unlimited number of people into this program because we're devoting a lot of our personal time to actual support here. So if you're worried about or concerned, what if this happens, what if that happens, what if that happens, I think you're probably overthinking things. This is a business model that we have, it's the most rigorously tested business model that we have ever used, okay? And not just us, but look at what websites like the Science website, like Mashable, like Huffington Post have done. The system is proven, you know, by big businesses, it's proven by our students. So if you want to get in, just take the leap of faith and jump in now. So Melissa Waldron said, okay, I'm in. That's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. So Alexander, and I think he's making a joke here, he says, what if I missed the 100K opportunity? Well, as long as you're taking action, you're in a good spot. So JS is making another question here. And again, I think you're thinking too far along here, JS. Do you have to monitor your Facebook comments for spammers and trolls? We deal with that in a unique way. We don't really get exposed to these spammers and trolls because we're not really targeting those types of people. But again, it's something that you're going to worry about down the line. You don't have to worry about it right now. David says, I'm not a member of Facebook. I'm just reading the comment here. Is it best to use a real name or a pen name? If you use a pen name, would this also help? How would this affect me? If you're not a member of Facebook, David, you can easily create an account. I would recommend just using your real name. There's nothing, by the way, everything you're doing in Facebook can't be seen by your friends. It's all private. I mean, we've got websites and all kinds of bizarre niches that we don't want necessarily all our friends to know about. So none of your friends can actually see what you're doing here. So there's no downside to creating a Facebook account. It's extremely simple. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Julia says, what if you actually succeed beyond your wild expectations? Well, it's possible. So, guys, if you're jumping in right now, we're closing this down in about 2 more minutes here. We've already been going for what is it? 2 hours and 32 minutes. So we've been on this call a long time. If you're jumping in right now, this is your chance to jump in right now. I'm going to show you how we go over to how you actually sign up for this. Take this link here that you see on the screen, 100kfactory.com/yes. 100kfactory.com/yes. Put that in the chat box. You're going to come to this page. You've got 2 different options. Really simple. You take the payment plan, 3 easy monthly payments, $9.97. Or you can take the one-time payment. Most people are taking this one because you actually save $500. That's like the little benefit you get of signing up in one go. So click Add to Cart, and then you can sign up. You can sign up with PayPal if you want to type your address in here. If you want to use a credit card, type it in here and click Check Out with PayPal, and that'll let you pay with your credit card or PayPal or whatever you want. Okay, so you can just sign up. Guys, if you have actually just jumped in, or if you are just jumping in right now, please type your name in the chat box. So Scott Buchanan, thank you for just confirming that. We do have a list here. When we finish this, though, we need to be able to see that your name's on the list so that we can actually add you in here. So J Marcus, great to have you with us. If you've got questions, we do have a support email address. Let me see if I can add that to the screen here for you. When we actually close this down, guys, that's it. I mean, you won't be able to get back in. So it really is a case of now or never. This is the support email, our support desk. If you've got any issues, you can get some help there. So Joe Pereira, thanks for jumping in, man. We definitely, respect the decision that you've made, and we don't take it lightly. So Clark says, I'm on the fence because I don't know if this can work for my niche. And he's saying that he's in diabetes and dating. Clark, I think the first thing I would say is, if you are, what's your objective? Is your objective to get more traffic? If you need more traffic, then this is a way that you can get more traffic. Now, if you absolutely want to do this in the dating niche, it's probably deviating a little bit from the system. I'm sure there's a way that you can make it work, but there's so many other good niches out there. And we're even going to give you a niche as well if you want us to. So if you are worried about finding a niche, then I don't think you should be. And remember, you've got 60 days to test this out. So, I wouldn't worry too much about that. John says, won't let me put my credit card in. It should do, John. Not sure. Marcus says, I managed to get in. That's great. JD says, is any activity we do on Facebook kept private so neighbours can't snoop? Absolutely, JD. I mean, without doubt. Everything you do on Facebook. Steve, do you want to talk about that? I mean, it's
Well, yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways you can, first of all, you're not doing this from your personal, friends account and stuff like that. I mean, we all keep our own Facebook accounts for our family and our friends and stuff like that. And, none of the stuff that we do for work ever comes over into that at all. So you really never have to worry about that. There's lots of reasons that you want to do that. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. I mean, it's just, you know, why do you want to mess up all your, you want to look at, I want to look at my niece, you know, pictures of my niece. When I'm on my personal Facebook stuff, I don't want to worry about work. So you really do want to keep it separate just for your own sanity, you know, and your own stress levels there. So it's perfectly easy to do that, and none of them ever intertwine. It's all good.
Yeah. Guys, if you, Alexandra says, you've got a 60-day trial, you're being dragged to the finish line, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to make it. We're trying to make it a complete no-brainer for you guys. Any last-minute questions, guys? We've been going now for 2 hours, 37 minutes. I'm starting to lose my voice here. But if you've got any last-minute questions, we'll stay as long as it takes. If you're still here and you've already invested in this program, then thank you so much. You don't need to stick around unless you just want to. You'll get a demo of the software when you join us in the members area. Patrick, we're not going to do a demo now. John says it seems to be set up for PayPal. John, just really want to reiterate this. You are making your payment using the PayPal payment system. Okay, so just watch the screen, John. I'm going to show this for one last time. You click the Add to Cart button. Down here, you see that it says check out with PayPal. If you want to use your credit card, click this little box. It says check the box to use credit card through PayPal. You check that little box and then you click the button. You are clicking a button that says check out with PayPal, but you're still using your credit card. PayPal is just the payment processor, okay? Don't worry exactly what it means. It just means that it's an incredibly secure way to pay online, okay? So you will be asked for an email address and a password, but as long as you put all the information in here, you're going to be able to pay, okay? And if you've already got a PayPal account and you don't want it going through PayPal, then put a different email in this box here, okay? I want to show you one more little thing here, guys, and if you're on the fence, I would really appreciate it if you could just watch the screen right now, because what I'm going to show you will hopefully make it crystal clear the type of value that we're giving you here. Step one is to choose a market. We used bodybuilding as an example here. We've got, if you join right now, we're giving you 55 100% proven, highly profitable niches. Okay, and in addition to that, if you want, you can just ask us about your niche. Okay, about your market. We'll give you the green light. We'll even give you one. Okay, so step one, 100% taken care of. You can't get it wrong. Step two is to establish a foothold in Facebook and in your marketplace. Build a website. We've got a very, very special piece of software, the 100K Launchpad, which will do this for you. Okay, it takes care of all the hard work for you so that you can press a few buttons and have it all up and running. The third thing is to deploy and identify this magnetizing content. Well, you don't have to scour the web spending hours and hours finding it like we used to do, because the software does it for you. It finds the content, it puts it through a special algorithm, and it tells you, it gives you the information about what are the best types of content to use. The next thing to do is to monetize, and we've got training for you about the best ways to monetize. I mean, we've done pretty much every single monetization method under the sun. We've done AdSense, we've done affiliate marketing, we've done e-commerce, we sell a crap load of products on white label, so we can help you with that, email marketing, local business. You're going to get the best training in the business for monetization. The traffic machine, I mean, we have got this dialed in. I mean, we've got this completely dialed in. So we've got the proprietary system that shows you how to get traffic. You've also got Crowdforce, the special edition. So traffic becomes inevitable. We're going to show you how to absolutely optimize the value for each visitor, and we're going to show you how to rinse and repeat. We simplify and speed up every single step of this system. We've done all the hard work for you. We're doing as much of it for you as we actually can. Okay, guys. So hopefully you can see how this is well and truly covered. You know, I just hope that you can see the value here. So Fadzil says he got in. Thank you, Fadzil. Kaz, you may need to put in a password which is 6 characters or longer. Ken says, I will be your best student. Love to have you with us. It's great to have you with us, Ken, so looking forward. So Lisa says, trying to use credit card without PayPal account, you have to put in any password at the bottom as well. Yeah, just any password. Password 6 characters or more that you can remember, Lisa. JD's saying, how does this compare to Arnix program? Completely different program, JD. Mary's asking if we will be providing a replay of this. If we get time, we'll get a replay out there. The issue is that this could close down. I mean, it could close down today. So if there's time, if it's still open, then we'll try to get a replay up. What else have we got? Is this version of Crowdforce different to the one that was provided to eFormula Evolution? Yeah, it's a special edition, Brad. Great to see you again, Brad, by the way. I know we've worked together in the past. It's a special edition that is designed and tweaked to work specifically with the system. So yeah, it's kind of a limited edition. Coco saying, no, I'll be your best student. So Lisa's saying, so what is the password for in PayPal? It's just something that you need to do for PayPal. I don't know if it's actually so that you can log in and check your receipt and stuff like that later, but it's just part of the PayPal setup process. All right. John says, okay, fellows, I'm in. That's great. Any last minute questions, guys? I'm going to say that we are closing this down in about 1 minute now. So now is, if you're still not in, now is your last chance to put your name in the chat box and get in. If you're sitting on the fence, it's now or never. I mean, if you want all these bonuses that we've been talking about, type your name in the chat box right now. If you're going to go over to the cart right now, and we'll make sure you're on the list. Is ListWire a good autoresponder? I haven't ever used that one, Randy, so I don't know. So Sean, Ferrigno, I'll add you to the list. Ray, I'll add you to the list. Any last minute questions, guys? We are closing this down. Steve, we've got a few things that we recommend for hosting, definitely not HostGator these days, not for these websites. If you've got Mark's hosting through Mark, then I would say it's probably pretty good. Bruce says he's in. Brainard says he's in. Where can you buy domain names? Does Namecheap work? Yeah, you can use Namecheap. Cheryl Kong is coming in, so we'll make sure that we've got that space for you, Cheryl. If you already have HostGator, David, then you can use it. You just have to monitor the usage. HostGator is not bad. Maybe I gave the wrong impression there. I mean, we use HostGator on some of our websites. It's just not our absolute preferred one, but you can definitely start with that. Kaz says, I'm still working on the password issue. You may need to try a different email address in the PayPal form, Kaz. John says, I'm in. Where do we go now? You should get an email with access instructions. After you've made your payment, you should be able to set up and get into the members area. If you didn't get that, then let me see if I can pull this screen up here. Well, I'll put the support email that we've got in the chat box here for you. So I put the support address in the chat box. Steve says, is there a speed I should ask for regarding hosting? I don't know what the exact specifics are that we use, but I know you're already in, Steve, so we could find out. Christopher L says he's in. Okay, guys. Trace is going to come in. So good to have you with us again, Trace. I know you're in the Blueprint Pro program. The support lasts for 1 year, Don. So that direct access to us, the coaches, that's for 1 year. And that's why we have to that's why this is so limited. Guys, I'm going to put my timer on here now because we've been going for 2 hours and 47 minutes and my voice is about to break out. So Richard Williams saying that he's driving and he's going to complete this as soon as he gets to his destination. Okay, Richard, drive safe. Ruth says, thanks, great webinar, great opportunity. Christopher, I'm going to give you our support email so we can help you. Send us an email if you're having an issue. All right, guys, that's it. So thank you to everyone who's jumped in. I don't know how many people have jumped in. We've still actually got over 400 people on the line, believe it or not, which is incredible given we've already been going for 3 hours. Christopher, you will still qualify for the bonus. Let's just see. C. Kong said, I thought this was an automated webinar, so I was so happy when you actually read out my name. Yeah, this is 100% live. David says, concerning domain names, I have a few that have never been used and are several years old. Would it be better to use domains with high page rank? Yeah, possibly. I mean, you can always ask us about those domain names and we'll give you, I mean, age domain definitely does help, can help, David. All right, guys, I'm going to go through this just one last time, sharing exactly what we've got, and then that is it, and we're shutting this down. I'm just going to work through this. So you're getting the special bonus. This is the 55 niche packs. You're going to save a ton of time, make a ton of money with this. These were originally going to be for our own use, but we decided to make them available to you. You're getting that if you jump in right now. You're getting the mastermind hangouts with Brent and Mark, who you heard from at the beginning here. These are insanely valuable. Our coaches are going to reveal, their stories in much greater detail, so you're going to be able to hang out with them. You're getting strategy sessions as well, where we're going to be talking strategy, really dialing and nailing exactly what you need to be doing in your first 60 days to get you to that money-making point. So you're getting that. You're going to become a beta access, a beta tester, early bird access to our plugins. It's a unique chance to interact with us even more. The package breakdown, just to quickly go through this, it's got massive value, guys, but you're getting in right now for a fraction of that. The first pillar is the 100K Factory system. This is the knowledge, this is the blueprint, this is everything that we've learned in 12 months. You're getting the 100K Launchpad software suite. This is your command center. This is where you're going to run your operations from, okay? That's incredibly valuable. It's unlike anything you would have seen before. You're getting a live case study, so you're going to be able to see us building one of these websites right in front of you. You're getting access to Crowdforce Limited Edition, okay? So that's a special edition that's been built to work with 100K Factory style websites. You're getting 1 year of direct access to us and the coaches. That's got a huge value. All the bonuses. You're also getting all these other insane bonuses. Let me quickly recap on them, and then we are absolutely shutting down. You're getting Kindle Unleashed. This is a Kindle program which shows you how to make money on Kindle. So if you've ever wanted to make money on Kindle, this shows you how to build a hands-off $5,000 per month Kindle income stream, complete start-to-finish training. This was previously sold for $1,697. You'll have that added to your membership. You'll also have your first 500 online affiliate marketing program added to your membership. This was previously sold for $1,497. You're getting email marketing training. You're getting white label pay-per-click domination. So if you're doing anything with selling products on Amazon, this is going to be absolutely priceless. This is where Steve shares all the things that we're doing. You're getting training on how to really run your business. So how can you treat it like a business and get far superior results. You're getting concierge VIP support, the ESEM business blueprint, and you've seen how real, regular people have been through this and have got phenomenal results. We want you to be our next success story. We've led you all the way. We've showed you how you can actually jump into this. We would love to have you with us, but you need to take the leap of faith. You need to put some trust in us, and you need to allow us to work with you to get this working. You've got 60 days to try this out for yourself. You've got 100% money back guarantee for 60 days. You've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. If you're not 100% satisfied in 60 days, then you can ask for a refund. That's fine. No hard feelings, no questions asked. The clock is ticking on this, guys. This is going to be closing down very soon. All these bonuses are closing down right now. So guys, if you're in, that's great. We're really happy to have you with us. And I'm going to shut this down in 60 seconds. All right, guys. Okay, so Marshall, and I've seen a few other people talking about this. Now, we weren't going to do this, but let me just check here. What I think we'll do is we will extend the bonus a little bit more, because I know that some people, like someone was driving in his car and he needs to, someone's driving in his car and he needs to actually get to his destination to make the payment. So as long as you get in, if you've been on this webinar, as long as you actually get in before we close down, then you're able to, then you're going to be able to get all these bonuses. Okay, guys. I hope you're excited. I'm extremely excited to be doing this with you. Thank you so much to everyone who's taken that leap of faith. Again, we don't take that lightly. That's it from me, guys. Steve, any last words before we shut this out?
No, just very quickly. I mean, we have, we've taught thousands and thousands of people how to build online businesses over the last decade, and we love doing it. It never gets old. It's our passion, and I am completely confident that we can do it for you too. So join us.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll talk soon, and we'll see a lot of you on the inside. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Guys.